Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to part two of our Brandenburg stream. And well, it's been a little while, hasn't it? I can't I can't get past that one. But we are back, and that's the important thing. Now, I'll be honest, it's been so long because I've got a little bit of a holiday coming up, and I thought I'd pre-create some videos so you guys will have some content while I'm away. Selling myself in Turkey and having fun without you. However, that doesn't mean we can't do a few parts before we leave. So let's reacquaint ourselves. I believe we got past the first stage of the turmoil disaster, as we did. Now, we do have the robber barons about to come and show themselves, and I personally haven't dealt with that yet, so we'll experience that alive for the first time. Now, it could be bad, could be good. I'm not. We've already got past the neglect phase, so I don't know if we have to make those points again, or we're fine. But we've got this ruler now at the moment. He's the Elector of Brandenburg and the Margrave of our little vassal down there, from the Luxemburgo dynasty of the Bohemians, right? And he was installed by them. So we might get our own guy, we might not. We'll figure it out as we go along. We've got a decent cabinet, albeit no one from our crown estate, sadly. And I think the big problem that we've got at the moment is our coalition. Now, there's a lot of people who aren't very friendly to us. Obviously, we've got a lot of land for it, right? We've got a very good control sort of map mode and stuff. We're looking very good. Now, when we get it all assimilated and controlled, it should get us into a very good state. But at the moment, we are sort of still building up this economy from scratch. We haven't got any crazy RGOs to abuse. We're just sort of doing it on our own accord. Now, if we have a look at the control map mode, most of it is sort of limited to this starting area that we've got here. Around Magdeburg and Brandenburg, and I believe we do have a local governor. Yes, we do. It's just too expensive to sort of maintain at the moment, which is sort of fine, right? We can always move it if we need to. I may be thinking Hamburg and trying to get this up, but we're worried about that later on. In terms of integration, though, we've still got all of this to integrate. So let's get this second cabinet minister on it. What's his trait like? He's influential. So if we could change him, it would probably not be a bad idea. However, who do we sort of have in his place? So we've got Balthazar, who's got very decent military skill. But they're all from our clergy estate. They've got some decent traits, but nothing that amazing. I mean, Fiscal Hawk's quite good. Do we have anybody from our crown estate? I believe they're probably all in Bohemia, though, if I imagine right. So where are we? So this is the Bohemian line over here. Our ruler is the Bavarians. We over here? Am I blind? Ah, yes, I am. This is me. So all of these guys are just in different countries, unfortunately, other than our children. There's no one that we can really get into our cabinet and try and get that crown power up. So we could always re-roll for some courtiers, but obviously we don't have much legitimacy for us. In terms of our estate actions, have we got anything available to us? We've got 5 diplomats. That could be quite good. Isn't there a diplo action to request a crown member person from a different country? Well, let's have a look. So have we got anything open available to ourselves? To be fair, we don't really have a diplomat at the moment. So let's get one of them and come back. In terms of our nobility, though, they aren't exactly going to rebel. So we could request some diplomats, because we obviously do have this sort of coalition situation that we do need to deal with as well. So let's have a look. So we've now got 5 diplomats. So is there anything that we can do with it? So no one's willing to ally us, unfortunately. We could create some CBs. We could do some insults. We could sell or purchase art, which is always decent, obviously. A little bit overpowered, let's say, but it's not that bad. We can move subject capital. Now, what is our subject capital looking like at the moment? So they're looking very, very good. As are they. They are okay. I think we might have moved that, actually, to get them on the river, but we can always check later on. Are they on a road network? Not yet, but we can definitely build that as we integrate them later on. We don't really have much to use, really, other than just sort of... We've already got them dominions, which is quite good. Other than sort of just helping to integrate them. So how does cost of court work? Does it go up when you take land or only when you integrate it? Well, the big thing about cost of court, right, and the reason why we're not investing in it at all, is this wealth to tax base ratio. So you can see here, our tax base is maybe about 40% of our wealth. Just doing a little bit of mental maths there. I think about 40%. Do check me on that if I'm wrong with my mental maths. But what that essentially means is that the cost of court is dependent on this wealth, not this tax base. but we're only getting the economic rewards through our taxation from this tax base. So if we put the cost of court up, it would be bankrupting us, right? But if our tax base was about 50, while our wealth is 68, then our cost of court would seem extremely cheap, as our total income would be double what it is today, if that makes sense. So if you want to sort of succeed in patch 1.3, you need to sort of play as tall as possible and get as high a tax base, essentially as high an average control as possible, if that makes sense. Now, let's have a look. We just need to integrate our provinces, obviously. We've got some devastation to deal with. Let's definitely get on that. I think we just got out of a gigantic coalition war, if I remember right. Pups of needs, we can ignore that. Rebel movements, we can sort of ignore that as well. Unhappy estates as well. Unprofitable buildings. Let's have a quick look at our market villages. Yeah, they're not very happy with our market situation at the moment, but we do have our own market, which is good. We could always canonize a saint if we do want legitimacy, but I'll save that for when we actually really need it. We could put better education on our kids, but we don't really have the stats for that. Albeit, we'll give you a military education, as that's your good stat. And we will give you an admin education, as that's your good stat. Essentially, we want to get one, like a 99 military or a 99 admin child would be quite nice. Everything else is just sort of going to happen over time. Now, let's get cracking. So I do also have a tick speed mod on as well. So if the game seems to be going much more faster than what you've got going on in your games, that might be why, right? So unintegrated land contributes to total wealth, but not tax base. Absolutely right, mate. So what that sort of means is that their money is going into your estates, but not your own. Which is good and bad. It's sort of like Thatcherite economics, if you know. Like, our nobility will be getting land from getting all the money from this sort of stuff, right? You see here, they're getting all the money, and that's fine. So our nobility are doing good, and our nobles will invest in our economy, but mostly they invest in their own stuff. So you've got stuff like their estate buildings here, right? They're spending stupid amounts in their estate buildings, and we want that money to be going to us instead. Do we make our nobility hate us? Sure. I mean, it's not really going to do much. They want a financial grant. They want loads of money for legitimacy. Sorry, bro. No. We can't afford that. Now, we wanted to change our cabinet minister quickly, didn't we? So we could always put Balthasar on. Yeah, I think we'll try that. Hopefully he gets a decent trait. This guy from our nobility, now he's got a trait of arrogant, which is okay. He's got obviously really good stats, and that's why he's in our cabinet. So we could always chuck him in there. Well, I think we'll see how it goes, rather than rushing into anything. But we do need to get our new land integrated as fast as possible. So we'll start on that. Okay. It's going to take a while, but we'll get there. Now, we do have quite a bit of money coming in. Let's cut our fort maintenance down. Now we don't have to worry about the sort of issues. Now, the good thing is with our zero legitimacy, right, and why we don't really have many penalties from it, is that we're already in a disaster. And if you're in one disaster, that's the only good thing about it is that you can't get into another disaster. So we don't have to worry about a succession crisis or anything like that, albeit considering we've got a region, that might not be the worst thing for us. We can just sit here on zero cost of court and not really suffer. So it's not really just going to eat. So all of our money really can just go into our economy, which is what we're going to spend it on. So with our capital in Brandenburg and our own market, what can we build with it? So if we sort by profitable buildings, we could get a naval supply guild, albeit I imagine there isn't much demand for it. Yeah, there isn't, so that wouldn't really be very profitable. A papermaker's guild could be decent. Why not go for that? And if we make some scriptoriums as well, we'll be creating demand for that paper to sort of make those papermakers guild profitable that we are making. And then we've got our next parliament as well. So I think a good one here is going to be fund artisan guilds. It's a really strong parliamentary issue, because you increase your production efficiency if you pass it by 10% for 10 years, which is kind of insane. So to pass it, let's rein in our local markets. Piss off our burgers a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. And we could always go to a feudal administration if we want to for free, but I don't think so. Now, is there any sort of law changes that we desperately need? I mean, it's all looking pretty good, to be honest. In terms of our values, though, I think, yeah, we do want it to pass, so let's not change anything in this one. But let's have a think about the values that we want to sort of bring in. We can take the -5 legitimacy, to be fair. We don't have any legitimacy anyway. That's not the end of the world. We do sort of want to get the quantity if we want to get planned storage system. Sort of whether we go free subjects, plutocracy, or capital economy will depend on the type of economy that we want to make. And that obviously depends on the type of region that we go for. If we inevitably want to take the lands in the north here and then move into Prussia, making a sort of trading economy off this amber would be very, very useful. But that's sort of down the line. So now the robber barons have arrived. So it pushes us further to decentralization. We lose some sort of provinces and they get some major debuffs, and we have to physically deal with them with a cabinet action. So we need high military stat cabinet ministers to do that, which is sort of what we're working on anyway. So that works well. Yeah, let's get on that and let's curtail them. Dealing with robber barons, and let's get on you. It would be nice to get out of this disaster, but we're not. To be honest, actually, it's doing us all right, being able to just be here with 0 legitimacy. And look, another event, right, where we could just lose 10 legitimacy and take free development for it, and I'm not going to complain. As for some free prestige, absolutely. In terms of our capital, they really want us to make a naval supplies guild, but we're not going to do that. We are going to get that papermakers guild maxed out. Our guy survived the Prussian Crusade, which is lovely. He'd be a great cabinet minister now, to be fair. 100 military. We could always get him in later on, but what's this guy's trait now? So he's got a arrogant trait as well, which is okay. Not too bad. We've got 2 arrogant ministers, which is going to make our burghers like us quite a lot. Let's make our nobility like us there. A new confession of faith. We'll just take the religious influence. I would love to canonize some saints later on. Elevate country and circle. Sure, why not? And hopefully we're starting to recover. I mean, our economy is certainly doing quite well. Now, our diplomat seems to be stuck at 0, which is a little bit interesting. Maybe we don't have any diplomatic cap without investment in it for Brandenburg, which is a little bit weird. Is there a way we can just sort of increase that, or do we need to get to a higher government rank for that to be a thing? I'm guessing that's why. I mean, we could always put on a little bit of investment, just so it has a tiny cap. It does seem a bit weird not to have a base cap. But, I mean, we've got the money for it. It's not the end of the world. Our economy is actually doing quite well. Yeah, because we took that those 5 diplomats and never really got to use them. Yeah, well, more wealth means more stab diplomat and legitimacy cost. Absolutely. So every month we have a 10% chance that the robber barons decide to mess us up a bit, which is not the end of the world, but I would like to have that as little as possible. And we've got the good government policies event, which is lovely. So we could take some free legitimacy. We could also take some stability. Now, probably in this situation, taking the stability is going to be worth it, because it will cost us 4 ducats to get 0.64 stability. So essentially, if we take the 16 ducats there, we're not getting enough value out of it, really. So let's chuck on the 7 stability and enjoy it. I mean, it means we can tax our people more if they're at 50% anyway. So migration, the 0 prosperity is being a little bit annoying for us. So let's get rid of that. Let's recover our provinces and stop the negative events quickly. Labor satisfaction, lovely. Let's just quickly move to... Let's have a look. Let's not rush into anything. What sort of technologies are we going to rush down? I mean, these are okay technologies. That getting that RGO size could be decent, but our economy isn't really that overpowered. Going for the religious influence could be very, very good. But we do also have access to these Renaissance texts as well, right? And going for like the literacy of nobles could be quite good. We've got a lot of them at the moment. Same with our max RGO size for everyone. Or going for the army text, right? We do have a very good army. But I think we'll have a look at the toll castles for now. We've got a lot of rivers. So if we could get river toll castles, it's actually a decent building for us to try and get that noble demand up. As would be getting the literacy for the clergy and burghers and the RGO size and maybe the Inquisition law. And we'll see where we go after that. Lovely. So now we do have these diplomats coming in. Do we want to think about potentially annexing one of our vassals? Or have we got a while to go? Yeah, we do. We've got a little while to go. Let's not worry about that for now. Let's just get the provinces recovered so we can stop the bad events and the migration out. And keep going on the sort of economic redevelopment. Now this city over here has got a big wheat RGO. So if we build distillers here, that will be very, very viable. So we'll queue one there. I mean, it's right next to our capital anyway, so it's a good thing to do. And let's have a look at how competitive our paper industry now is. We've got the scriptorium. It's looking all right. A little bit better. Not perfect yet, though. We want to give them a expansion of their military, allowing their nobility to build roads for them, but they lose some manpower. I mean, yes, that's good for us. It's our vassal anyway, and I'll take some free roads. Let us... Yeah, this guy is 48. So if we made him head of the cabinet, it's not the end of the world. We'll also get him to join a military order, so we get some extra military stats. Now, he should just be insane for integrating provinces. We'll get him... Actually, we'll put him on Magdeburg first. Let's get that integrated. Our other guy's dealing with the robber barons anyway, so he's going to be a while. Now, we do have this diplomatic action. Let's quickly send another guy over there and get some better stats if possible. I mean, 3 army tradition is always nice because you can just train some generals. We're up to 50% army tradition at the moment, which is really good for us. Obviously, if we want to build this insane Prussian military, it's going to be a good stat regardless. But levies are obviously really important in this patch. Another reason why control is everything, right? Okay, so our coalition is now happening. Let's sort of... Do we want to extend that? Or do we want to keep it going? Because what you can do in this game is like trigger a bunch of tiny loans to try and trigger balance the budget. And that's what I think that's what we're going to try. Now, obviously, if this coalition fires, it's going to cook us. So let's see if we can try and prevent it a little bit. Bohemia, would you ally me? So Bohemia is negative 174 to allying us. Oh no, that's not great. Okay, so let's be quite strategic with the people we want to try and get rid of from our coalition. So Brabant is a big one, so let's just try and get them out fast. If you didn't know, if you improve relation with people, you directly reduce their AE, which is obviously quite a big thing if you're trying to prevent a coalition, right? In terms of our cabinet actions, I don't think we have any more robber barons to do. No, we don't. So let's just keep integrating and get everything done. Put you on Lüneburg. Lovely. What's the point in Rivershold castles? Hey, thank you, Lepto, for supporting the membership, by the way. Oh, no! That's the coalition. Okay, we're not going to beat this. Actually. They don't really have that many big people. So let's give it a go. Let's not abandon ship before we've even tried. Do let me know if the audio levels of the music, now we're in a war, by the way, are okay. I'm happy to change it. If not, let's try and get as much war score as possible before we just bow out. We don't stand much chance, let's be completely honest. Let's put our ruler on our army. Let's allow attachment and get our vassals to join us. Now, I had the question from the chat of what is the point of Rivershold castles? And that's quite an easy one to sort of explain while we are mopping up these smaller armies. Well, if our vassals would bloody come and join us, it would be nice, rather than just lose us war score. Right, dead. Lovely. You dead. Lovely. Let's go and find more people. So, nobles. So, every single... Oh, good shout, mate. That's a very good shout. War Parliament. And obviously, classic Paradox fashion, if you're on 0 legitimacy, we can just call the War Parliament anyway and not really suffer any sort of penalties. So, let's get the promote integration process. And yes, Raven, we can just like sort of cheese it and let them humiliate us. But I think that's a bit too cheesy, if I'm honest. It's obviously something that's not been balanced very well by Paradox. So I think we'll do it the old-fashioned way. And like, I think if we want to learn the game, you've got to sort of test yourself. And I'm quite happy trying to win it. And if we lose it, we can think about other stuff like save scumming or cheesing. But in the moment, I'm quite happy with trying to win it naturally. I mean, the AI is not exactly the best in coalitions, as you're seeing, right? They're running around aimlessly. Brandenburg sucks. I mean, yeah, you're kind of right? They are a challenge. But are you really playing EU5 just to win and play the most overpowered countries? I mean, obviously, enjoying a game at your own rate, right? But what I enjoy is a challenge. And Brandenburg is definitely that. They are not exactly the strongest nation in the world, as you pointed out yourself. So nobles. So obviously nobles, the big thing nobles do is they love to just sit around and eat shit, right? Imagine Henry VIII and the reason why he got gout. So if you're thinking of your nobles just sitting around eating stuff, that's creating demand in your economy. And if you hover over your estates, you can see that demand right there. Horses, saffron, sugar, amber, weaponry, silver. That's all stuff that you can sort of find or get RGOs and produce and then sell to your nobility, making yourself money in the process. So that's exactly what Rivershold castles do. Something that's also really important in this patch is noble levies, because levies are really, really strong as they got buffed in 1.3, like severely buffed. So, oh, and they're actually doing a job here. They're making roads because of that elevate status that we approved. So yeah, so like if your nobles have a lot more people, that's more levies that you can raise, which means you get these overpowered cavalry levies for your armies, which is obviously quite strong, right? Now, our nobility would get some extra support there. That's lovely. And now we've got some more robber barons. Let's go deal with them quickly. Where are you? You're over there. So our nobility are now up to 61% loyalty. Now, if we want to get rid of these estate buildings that are sort of destroying their income, let's just get rid of them, right? Let's perform a reduction. We get a little bit of money, and they get a big hit to their loyalty. But we are in a war, so it shouldn't be horrific to deal with them. Now, our war score is minus 70% due to occupation. Ah, we've just been cooked. I missed that one. Oh no, that's bad. Okay, let's try and get out of this war. We might have to give quite a bit up. Nope, they just want war reparations and money. I mean, that's not too bad, to be honest. But I don't really want to give them that much money. So, we could do the cheesy strat, right? And this is what the guy in the chat was saying about the humiliate. Is the AI loves it at the moment. If I can find it, you could just sort of... Oh, no, they don't want it. So, they purely want money and war reps. I mean... Okay. I'll take keeping the land for some money. Sure, we'll have to go into loans. That's okay. We'll get it paid off eventually. Now, let's cut our diplo spending to nil. Let's improve some relations with people that we might want to ally in the future. Cut our diplo spending as well. And we're just going to go full austerity for a few years. Or are we? Maybe if we keep... Oh, no. I changed my mind. We've got over 5 loans now, right? So if we just keep these rolling, we've got a very good chance to balance the budget, and our next parliament's in 5 years, though. So that would help us out. But we are just going to go a bit austerity for the moment. We won a few battles, we just didn't have enough troops at the end of the day. Let's get those disbanded. I mean, we've still got positive income, so we can slowly pay off the debt. Lovely. The tech is coming around, which is nice. And we just got more money. So, yeah, let's just keep going on the economy, right? So... We've got these buildings that we've now built up. How are they looking? So the Papermaker's Guild is looking quite profitable. The Scriptorium is doing decent. We could always make more. The dyes are quite expensive in our economy. Now, we do have some potential rebellions, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, you could always get another war parliament, right? Which is quite good. What's the threshold for a higher chance of balance the budget? So you get double the chance if you have over 5% inflation, which you do. Another double the chance if you have over 5 loans, which you do. And another double the chance if you've got, like a ×4, if you've got over 10 loans. So if we then took another 5, like, tiny bank loans, we'd have a ginormous chance to balance the budget, which is obviously one of the most overpowered things in the game, right? So you'd obviously want that if you have the chance to. We've got 5 years until our next balance the budget, and I think we might just want to keep our loans ongoing till then, just for the chance, because it's obviously quite overpowered, right? Let's just keep our economy going. Now, ooh, another daughter. That's lovely. Do we want to adapt to the local culture? We lose 20 prestige, but I don't think this guy is going to survive anyway, right? We do, at the end of this tree, we get a new ruler anyway. So maybe let's not waste the prestige. But we can do something with our prestige, and that is accept some cultures. We do want to try and improve our cultural relationship, though. If we release a few vassals, we might be able to game the system a bit, but I just feel a bit cheesy. So Lower Saxon, right? Lower Saxon's over here. We've got a good cultural relationship with them. There wouldn't be much to get them as an accepted culture, and that means once we integrate these bits, it'll be cores, which is obviously what we want, right? Same with these guys down here. That's not much cultural, and Greater Polish would be quite a lot. So let's just check everything else. We've all accepted everything apart from this one, but they would be quite big. But we can sort of leave that until they get a little bit smaller, and that will make it much more better. But we've got a lot to do, really. So, spinning skills, right? Berlin is a 25% production efficiency bonus, which is quite good. So we might want to do that one. But, yeah, let's do that. Why not? That's quite a lot. It's slow and steady with our economy at the moment, but we are making good progress. More robber barons, though. So once we've got this this little estate integrated, we'll move him to dealing with the robber barons as well. Obviously giving some bad debuffs, right? Oh, and we've got our first civil war. So let's see if we can deal with that. Let's just call our levies again. Unfortunately, there is a castle in the middle, so we might want to see if we can call any allies, but I don't think we do. No, we don't have any allies. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a sketchy one. Let's just get our guys the ruler again. To be honest, we might want to think about getting some sort of permanent army, but we don't really have the money for that in the moment. So with our diplomacy, yeah, still got negative diplomats, which is a little bit sad. But we are still improving relations at the moment, which is fine. Let's just go and get this army dealt with. It's going to be a close battle, obviously. If we could starve them out, that'd be nice. But I think temporarily, let's put a really good general on just to try and win this battle. The army has higher quality and higher morale than us. Well, I would really hope it doesn't. If it does, we're cooked. Please pray for us. Pray for us. Good general, please save us. I mean, it's looking alright. The morale, maybe not, but the kill rate is looking good from our amazing general. Come on. There we go. Lovely. Let's just push back and let's see if we can just get this rebellion sorted. Unfortunately, we are sort of wasting our own lives here, but we've got a very good truce with our coalition for a while. So it shouldn't cause us too many problems. Oh, and the Duchy of Brunswick has now gone for us. But that's a slight problem. We might need to go down the mercenary route. Because all of these wars is sort of doing a little bit of damage to us. And they've got 5,000 troops. But that's quite a lot for us to chew. Luckily, we do have some castles here, though. So we can leave them for a little bit while we think about what we want to do. So we can now annex our revolter in Nuremberg, which is nice. Which gives us the option to now raise their levies, which is always good. That'll get us to about 3,000, which is much better. Let's sort of coalesce them. We've still got this very good general now, 100 military. That gives us a lot more movement speed, a lot more discipline, and a lot more combat speed, which is always nice. And they've split their army up, which is perfect for us. So let's run down here and wipe these guys out. They have just thrown this war completely. Albeit they seem to be calling in a bunch of allies as well. Oh, it's another coalition war. Just a tiny one. Are you mad? Like, you just done one, guys. Come on. But if it's a coalition war, that actually goes in our favour. Because it means it will be show superiority. Which means we can just run around and hopefully win battles. Albeit, I've just said that and then got caught and lost my entire army. So we're going to run away and try and peace out, I guess. What do you want? You want war reparations, a bunch of land. I don't really want to give you that, I'll be honest. Oh, right. I'm being an idiot and talking too much. That's a problem. Right, let's try and retreat. We might have to try and get some mercs or literally just give up land and see if we can piece them out. Let's look at the most attainable peace deal, let's say. So they want those provinces there. I don't want to give them that. What are the RGOs down here? It's legumes and lead and sturdy grains, which isn't too bad, to be fair. I mean, the proximity is not amazing. We can always come back for it. I don't think it's integrated yet anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But if we could give them monetary stuff, I would prefer that. This is the problem with over-expanding, which we definitely did. But we got a bit unlucky with a civil war at the same time and all that jazz. Can we do the humiliate cheese that time? If we can, that would be nice. No, I don't want it, unfortunately. We might just have to give them the provinces, unfortunately. War reps, yep. So you're suggesting a peace deal, but you won't accept it. That's a problem. Okay, what can we do on this one? How much would the dismantle fort give? -2. Unfortunately, it's not sufficient. So we need to figure out a way to get out of this one. Now, what is our maximum amount we can loan? 3 grand. So I have just done a video that is coming out in the next few days about loans, about how it's not the worst problem in the world. So maybe it's time for me to put my money where my mouth is. But it's it's a bit of a problem if we summon mercenaries and lose, right? So we just got some money from our burghers. This is a problem. This is a problem. Let's trigger some extra levies from our clergy. Dismantle our levies and see if we can raise new ones quickly. We've got enough forts. We've got time on our side. So let's dismantle you. Can we please raise any more? No, we raise even less. That's not what I wanted to achieve, unfortunately. You want more money? Absolutely not. You want money? Absolutely not. Okay, so we've got 223 guys there. Let's get our friends to attach to it. What are they doing? They're going to get themselves killed, and you're just going to kill my war score even more. Okay. Well, if they won't accept peace... Yeah, they're not accepting peace because they've realised they've won the war, right? So I think going the money route is our only option. So let's do it. 500 ducats. How many troops can we get for 500 ducats? We could get mercenaries up to about 1,500. But that's not that great. We could get our own troops for that. I mean, I might have just stumbled on the right option, right? We could just get our own troops. So, footmen, I know... So obviously we are Prussia, right? But do we start with any light infantry or heavy infantry buffs? No. Okay, so we are probably going to have to go bankrupt here to try and win this war. If they're not just going to accept peace. It's probably not worth it to go bankrupt. So it's like, can you just... I'll just give you lands? No, they just won't accept anything. Why is that? End up too much antagonism. Okay, then take peace. Like, I'm suggesting a peace offer, guys. Like... Oh, this is a problem. Yeah, mercenaries are expensive now. So we could get these guys. We could then get more of you, but it's sort of horsemen at that point. And what we sort of want is just high levels of footmen to just go around and stack white people through quantity. Historically, Brandenburg formed Prussia. Absolutely, I think. And we're going to try and do it. We need to survive for that, right? So... Stupid amounts of loans might be our only option. Like, the unluckiness with the early battles has caused us some problems. Maybe because I was waffling too much talking to you guys, but that's sort of half of the course, right? The only good thing about a bankruptcy now is that it would mean that we have truces to everyone because of these coalition wars, right? So we're not just going to get buggered when we are bankrupt. Let's do it. More loans! Go, 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 go. This is a stupid amount of money. Look, if we're going this much in debt and we are going to go bankrupt, we'll do a bankruptcy build out of this. So essentially, getting our economy going at the same time, we're just accepting that we're going to go bankrupt. And we're going to firm it, right? Now, you can do this sort of in E5. I know this is horrible with the amount of clicking. I do apologise. Because they haven't got like an interest, not an interest, but like an inflation mechanic. With your sort of loans yet, which is something Paradox definitely should put in. So these guys have an upfront cost of this much. Now, if we do go bankrupt, does that dismiss mercenaries? Let's quickly check. Can't do another war parliament for 3 years. Let's quickly check the bankruptcy. So if we just gave up and said, now we're going bankrupt, would that get rid of our mercenaries? Not sure. So I don't want to go for too long of a mercenary contract. Let's just say like 3 years. Let's get you guys for 3 years. Oh no, you're over there. Bugger. Okay, so these guys are in Swabia. So we'll get you, and we'll do you for a solid 3. Let's just say a little bit longer, like 4 years. Why not? Start with you. Then we will recruit some regulars as well. We will go for a unit of archers. And a unit of, I guess, footmen. Why not? And then let's get some more mercenaries. Actually, no, we'll just get... no, I'm fine with 2. I'm fine with 2, actually. Then we want one more unit of mercenaries, I think, for now. Let's start with you. Actually, let's get someone bigger. I changed my mind. Let's go for someone bigger. We can use the rest on our economy. So this guy is about 2.5. So you're from Bohemia. You're probably going to have some good military tech. We don't need another supply troop, so we'll get rid of you. And we'll do another 4 years. So you can spawn up here, please. And maybe one more mercenary, just for the sake of it, right? And Friesland. So let's take away the supply thing to save money. And let's get you up here. Now that's going to be about sort of 5,000 troops. Let's use the rest in our RGOs, right? In a bankruptcy build, your RGOs aren't deleted. So we'll make a bunch of RGOs, and that will help our economy. So now let's get these mercenaries up and running. I wish we could just like call in the Emperor or something, but it doesn't seem we can. We've got toll castles unlocked. And let's combine it into one big stack now. So let's combine. Let's re-enable. Let's put our military guy as a general. Let's keep... Actually, not integrating. We don't want to integrate. We want to deal with the rob barons. Should be fine because they're all around our capital. Now, we've got to be very careful with who we fight here. So if we lose these troops, we're cooked, right? So let's play very carefully. Let's put the speed down. And let's just play for stack wipes. So there's 1,000 people here. Can we catch you? Okay, my army just randomly stopped. Why did mine stop? Maybe let's not go in there then. That battle's lost. Let's go after this 200 here. We want to get as many kills as possible and get that war score up. And look, we are going into more loans, but that's okay. We are going to go bankrupt and we accept it. Let's quickly go and occupy some stuff in their country. We get an Annex CB on Stettin for Fabricate Dispute. No, we'll lose some antagonism. Why not? There's that 1k there that we could try to get rid of. There's also that 1.6k in our north. And we are losing a lot of money every month. I do understand. We've got 400 left of our loan limit. Okay, essentially the time we need to get our RGOs made before we go bankrupt. So our next... Oh, there we go. 20 ducats from burning something down. That's lovely. Okay, they are merc spamming now as well, which is not fun. Oh no, that's a problem. Let's save these 500 troops. Let's march in here. Let's put our king as a general quickly, so they don't get cooked. And let's march in here. Here we go. We won that battle. Our mercenaries are very strong. We are going to win this, but obviously it's not worth it, right? Because it's a coalition war. Not paying for stability. We're going bankrupt anyway. We could use as much stability as we can get. Let's push in here. Let's reconsolidate, get us people together, and now just kill as many people as possible. We want to play this very smart. Get as much war score as we can. Our army's very strong. We are very close to going bankrupt. We are down to 400 in our loan limit. Migration, that's fine. Look, we can't really do anything about it anyway. More loans. We are taking a lot, I know. And that's mostly because of the interest rather than the mercenaries themselves, but obviously it's a bit of both. Now, there's this army down here, separated from their friends. Let's try and deal with it quickly. This is going to be a hard one, though. There might be a lot of deaths. Charge. There we go. 3,000 troops dead. And let's wipe out these guys. Lovely. Maybe we made too many mercenaries. Oh, well. Okay. Now, how many troops do they have left? 0. Okay, perfect. So, let's spread our troops about. So, I want 1k with a general, please, on Brunswick. We don't have enough generals. Let's get more. You can train generals through the military tab there. Let us get them into our army ASAP. And they're actually pretty good. Let's put you on Brunswick over there. Let's split you up. 1.2k. The 1.4k can go to Hanover. 1.2k can go down there. And let's unsiege everything. And this should be pretty quick. Get stuff unsieged. We'll get more land from actually taking our stuff back, which is always nice. We want as long a truce as possible in this war, so we might actually want to take stuff. I know that might not make sense, but I mean to make sense of it. Now, you could be a person in our cabinet, right? I know she hasn't got amazing stats, but we would like as much crown power as we can possibly have. Let's get you to marry a local noble, so we don't lose you from the family at least. Elevate country, I mean, sure. Lüneburg is in the north, is still ours, which is nice, but let's go and take Harburg. Robber barons, that's fine. We're quite close to integrating Magdeburg, so that should be fine. Now, where is the other people in this coalition? There's quite a few of you. Yeah, there's loads. So we'll send this army to go and siege their cities. Take their gold. And how close are we to going bankrupt? We've got 150 left of our bankruptcy limit. So can we make any more decent RGOs before we die? Probably not. Unless we can find a way to increase our loan limit. I don't think we can. So we're just going to try and reduce our inflation as much as possible. In the meantime, we will sort of stop our nobility tax so they like us more. And because we are just going to accept bankruptcy, right? We want to get our estates as high loyalty as possible before we do go. Same with our stability. And look, even if we have only our regulars, just very underfunded ones for the end of this war, we should be fine. All of their armies are wiped out. So we're only going to be in a bad position for 5 years. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We are burning money because we are doing a bankruptcy. I am Britain, yes. Or not I am a Britain, not from, but yes, from Britain. I'm in a place between Southampton and Portsmouth, if you know those cities, on the south coast of England. Yeah, so we're essentially doing a sort of mini bankruptcy build. We got a load of mercenaries to try and win this war. It's sort of a death war because we're sort of forcing ourselves to be bankrupt, and we use them to make RGOs, and that's why we got a bunch of our upgraded RGOs by our capital. So at the end of this, we're hopefully going to win our coalition war, right? But more importantly, we're actually going to gain economically from this as well. That's what we're here for. But we definitely are going to go bankrupt. Now, you do lose when you go bankrupt, like any sort of ongoing constructions. So we do need to make sure if we are doing anything, it's completed by the time we go bankrupt. And we've only got a little bit left before we do go bankrupt. So it's not really worth doing anything sort of more construction-wise before the end of it. What I do want to do, though, is get as many of these sieges done as possible, because we might... I don't know this one, actually, and we'll find it out together in a little bit. We will find out pretty quick whether we lose our mercenaries or not. Now, our integration of Magdeburg is taking bloody ages. Why is that? So there's one town left that should be done in 1372. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. I mean, it's unoccupied now, so that's probably why I wasn't doing much. More robber barons, that's fine. We're just going to get everything occupied. Unfortunately, you can't separate peace people when you're defending a coalition, but we can occupy them and steal their stuff, right? If only they had any art, because then we could sell that for money. That would be good, but sadly they don't. Let's just keep occupying. New loan, lovely. We might be at our loan limit. Okay, yes we are. So one more month, and then we are going to go bankrupt. So keep an eye. Let's quickly send any remaining mercenaries down here. We want to get everything occupied before we capitulate ourselves. And hopefully it doesn't force us out of the war just because we're bankrupt. But this is why we're testing it, right? And we are officially bankrupt, right? So this is quite bad. Our stability went down by 50. So 10% of our buildings were lost. We lost 90% of our crown power. Minus 2.5% of state satisfaction. 90% of our army and navy morale. A lot of population demotion. Very low research, low capacity, construction speed, and it pushes us to traditional economy. But we've still got the remainder of this war. And actually, quite importantly, we did lose our mercenaries, which seems weird, but it is a good thing for us. Why? Because if we still had our mercenaries, we'd be very bankrupt. Now, let's quickly check the works of art map mode before we try and piece someone out, because I'd love to steal any pieces of art that we can do. Unfortunately, there's no one left that has any art, which is sad. So I think let's just piece them out now. So let's take as much land as they have. You forced me to bankrupt over a war. We are taking your stuff. So we are going to go diplomatic endeavours and full diplo spending for a month. We'll start taxing on nobility again. I know full diplomatic spending is going to be expensive, but we want the diplo rep. We'll cut our stab at investment though. We don't have the wealth ratio to sort of do anything like that. So we've gone full diplo spending for a month to get that diplo rep up. And then we are just going to trust that our truce is long enough with all of these people that our sort of AE will go down in time by sort of by we're done. So we have bankrupted ourselves, but we've killed one of our big enemies and we've sort of won a big coalition war. Now, we do need to try and get control of this area, and that's going to be quite hard. Can you go bankrupt while you're also already bankrupt? Yes. Are you starting to see how overpowered bankruptcy is in EU5? It's mad. I totally admit it's mad. And I have included it in my upcoming video on loans. But it's a very highly abusable system. And we have just used it to save ourselves, right? But it is a mechanic at the end of the day, right? If any sort of mechanic is meant to be used, and we certainly did that. So now, we do have the risk of noble rebels, which is sad at the moment. So do we want to try and appease them? We do sort of want to keep dealing with these robber barons, I know though. So let's keep focusing on that for a second. We can sort of try and get our nobility curtailed through other means. Now, our nobility don't like I think it's the communal lands privilege. If we got rid of the communal lands privilege, it might make our nobility like us more. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm happy to try considering our current predicament. Let's give it a go. No, it didn't, unfortunately. I had hoped it would. It's not the end of the world, is we do want to push centralised anyway, right? So we would need to get rid of that. In terms of our clergy, is there anything we really want to get rid of? Now we're here? Probably not. Okay, so let's just chill. Financial grant, absolutely not. We do have these upcoming rebels, but we can try and buy them off if we need to later on. We are losing money at the moment, though. Why is that? Okay, we're not minting. That's a big reason. Let's start minting. Our tax rates are very low, but we have just gone bankrupt, so that is sort of acceptable. Now, we have also got our levies raised, so let's unraise our levies. Let's put our armies down. Well, we've invested in them, right? This is another thing why going bankrupt is so strong, because you lose your mercenaries, but you don't lose your regulars. So we didn't have this professional army before, and we do now, which is obviously quite strong, right? And that also means we can just stick our king on it forever and get that extra crown power. We've only got 1 crown power at the moment. It's mad. So we do have quite a lot of religious influence, which would allow us to canonize out some saints if we did want some legitimacy. But the question is, what would that legitimacy give us? And I don't think it would give us that much at the moment, unfortunately. But we can save it for a time when it will be viable. But what we do need to find is a way to get our nobility more loyal. Now, they keep asking for financial grants, we're not going to give it. We're going to stop improving relations with Hungary, I think. Unless you're ready to ally me. No, you're not, because of the possible coalition that we might have. That we might have killed ourselves by taking so much land in that war, but in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Our antagonism is crazy. Like, yeah, the 140s. It's going to take a long time for us to get out of this coalition unless we sort of improve relations with people. Problem is, obviously, our diplomatic spending is crap. And because of this weird fabricated dispute event that we had a while ago that we did take, it's taking us a long time to get a proper diplomat. The only way we're really going to be able to do it is through diplomatic spending. But we'll do our best. And if we have to sort of piece out coalitions with a little bit of cheese, we can do that. I'm not fully opposed to it. Albeit getting some allies would be nice. We definitely did take too much land in that war. I do admit that one. But how long is our truce? We've got a truce until 2 years. Yeah, we're cooked. We are fully cooked unless we can get a big ally. Obviously, the only really help for that one is Bohemia, but the coalition is just too big. So I think for the next coalition, we might just have to piece it out straight away and give up some land or whatever. Try and cheese it, but that's okay. This is our mid-game crisis. Oh, discontent in the circle. Look, chill, guys. Chill. Chill out. Right, let's pause our minting around 5% for the chance to balance the budget. We definitely took too much land in that war, but I'm going to ignore that one. Oh, the Holy Roman Emperor has died. So who is the new HRE Emperor? It is still Bohemia. Okay, that's fine. We do have a vote for ourselves, though. Is that us? It is us. Okay, fair. Right, we've finally got a diplomat, so we've got 2 years to try and reduce this coalition size. So let's start with some big people, I think. Let's go for Lower Bavaria. And we should probably stick a cabinet minister on that once we get a chance. Holland should die out by the time we've done. It's 3 yearly, which is okay. It's not the biggest size I've ever seen, but it's not size that matters often. But look, we have survived the bankruptcy, but we might have to do some more of those some bankruptcy strats to survive any future coalitions. The guy Gustav completed the Prussian Crusade. Lovely. Denmark. Did Denmark like us? They don't really hate us, but they're not in our coalition, which is nice. But yeah, no one wants to ally us just because of how big our coalition is, which is probably quite clever because it is big. Now, we still need to integrate a lot of this land, and we did take too much land, right? I was a bit of an idiot for taking so much. I do apologise for that one. That was a greed error there, but look, this is what this game is meant to be played for. We're meant to take land. Let's keep dealing with these robber barons. We can keep sitting at sort of 0 legitimacy. We're still having to spend money on our classic investment, which is sad, but it's not the end of the world. This guy wants to join the clergy. Sure. Ooh. Or some prestige. Yes, we'll take some prestige. Now, I'm getting very worried about the nobility now. So they really want to rebel, and I don't think we'd survive a nobility rebellion. So we could accept their demands. which would give us a few things. It would give us closed borders, which isn't horrific, because it would push us towards traditionalism, which there are some good buffs to that in this day and age. Aristocracy and serfdom, not the end of the world. We'd lose legitimacy, but we have none anyway. And nobility controlled serfdom isn't awful. It would just increase their power a bit more. But I think we're going to have to accept their demands. But it does mean they like us again, right? So we could just do another reduction and roll the dice. But I don't think we can afford to do that at the moment. We do have a little bit of a predicament. Possible religious actions. Yeah, we could do something with that. We could put our daughter into the cabinet, but she's not got great stats. I mean, this one's got a little bit better, and she's about to be of age. Yeah, she's got 68 military. So we could put her into the cabinet. She'd be a bit better. Press military infrastructure expansion. Yes, please. Go for that. Be very happy. If I could do that myself, I would enjoy that one. Robber barons. Can you bugger off, guys? Right, let's try and reduce our coalition a bit more. Let's go for... I mean, all of these guys are going to join regardless. That's the sad thing. Who's quite big, though, that might start it that we don't want to actually take land from us? Maybe Mecklenburg. Let's try. Are there any texts we can take for more diplomats? I mean, I think diplomatic capacity is a one, but I think we've already got it, right? Yeah, we do. Coinage law, canonize a cleric could be decent, but I sort of want to save it for future legitimacy. And our guy has died. No! So we got this guy instead. The new elector of Brandenburg. Okay, well now we do have some legitimacy. So let's spend it. So what do we want to spend it on? Religious advisory council is quite decent. I mean, religious diplomats and maximum diplomats. Yes, please. I'd like that. Our covenants still hate us at the moment, so let's see if we can give them something. Is there anything you really want that isn't just going to push us to decentralize? Not really, unfortunately. Okay, maybe we'll just have to wait for you to like us a bit more, which is sad. Burgers. They don't really want anything. Okay, we could just use it on some courtiers. That's always decent. There we go. It's better than nothing. Free money or prestige. I'll take some free money, please. Not saying no to that. And our nobles are already trying to revolt again. You're at 48% loyalty. You're meant to be loyal at that much. Financial grant. No, we are not that rich, guys. Come on. Erosion of faith. Oh, we'll just have legitimacy. Benefit of being on zeros, we can't really do much. And look, we might have to just peace out with this coalition and give them what they want at the start. We'll get a better peace deal if we peace out with them straight away, ultimately. There's no point in having our guys just sitting there in our capital, though. We want to put them on actually a decent RGO. Just to get that minimal increase in prestige. So we'll put it on a wall RGO up there. Actually, no, we'll put it on the city down here. I changed my mind. Financial grant, no. Yeah, we do have this big old coalition, which... is scary, but it's not as bad as it was. It just is very scary, right? We just need to get rid of it. And that's not even including the people of the truce, which is the bad bit, right? So we've got our next parliament, though, and we're going to put support and enable cabinet in. Which means that we can go for a land focus and ask for a law change. What do we want to change? So we do have this founding town cost one at the moment, which is obviously very good, just a little bit later on, not right now. We could change that. We could also go for... We're very noble economy based at the moment. Very centralization based. So getting rid of feudal administration is probably decent. Why don't we change it back to central council? I'm guessing that's something that our nobles demanded, but it's fine to get rid of it again. Let's address some Burger Mansion complaints, and then we can sort of change another law, right? Censorship could be decent to change. Religious teachings is okay. Maybe, to be fair, we might want to go uneducated masses for traditionalism. It's not the worst idea I've ever had. But maybe we'll just go a bit risk-free and go larger levies. Yeah, let's wait till the end of the parliament and then go larger levies, because that coalition war is about to happen. I mean, we're going to peace out anyway, but obviously the better the balance of power is, the more luck we're going to have from trying to get a favourable peace out, right? So we just need to find a way to make our peasants like us, even if I don't want to give them stuff. So we could bribe them. How much would it cost to bribe them? Let's have a quick look. Let's do some bribery. 61. I don't really want to do that. Sorry, guys. It does look like we might have our estate actions available to us again, though. Yeah, we might just have to give them something. We don't have the legitimacy. Well, I've got myself up Shit's Creek, haven't I? We should not have taken that much land in that piece still. Oh, well. It's not the end of the world. We could always try and give that to someone. But look, if there's any proof you can survive from a disaster with some crazy strategies, this is the one. We've done our bit here. Request financial grant, decline. Discontent in the circle. Look, there's nothing we can really do about that one. I'm happy to give up our circle thing if we really want to. The bankruptcy penalties are really hurting us though at the moment. Okay, now let's go for that law change that we were talking about. Let's go for no censorship. That will help us integrate stuff faster. We're still at 50%, so it should pass. Lovely. You're 100. Let's just get you dealing with these robber barons. These debuffs are honking. There we go. And this guy's got even better stats now, which is lovely. And we're further into aristocracy, which is even nice as well. We've got another diplomat free, so let's see if we can get someone out of our coalition. So Württemberg is quite big, so is the Palatinate. Let's focus on people around us, I think. So there's less chance they take stuff from us. Bremen is 270. Oh no, we've taken too much land. Yeah, the H3 is a bit unforgiving when you take stuff, isn't it? Okay, maybe let's focus on the people outside of it, just to make it as small as possible. But we are going to have to give up some stuff, because there's no way we're surviving this one. Unless we can figure out a way to separate it, but that might involve another bankruptcy. Provence praises our conviction. I mean, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks. We'll just take some religious influence. We're just sort of saving up at the moment. We've got near 150. And that's not because we want a cardinal seat. It's because we want to save up for multiple canonizations of saints. Try sell land with Bohemia. Now that is not a bad idea if we had any bordering lands, unfortunately. Meissen is quite rich though. We could potentially try and sell land with them. But it's like, what is the point, right? We are just going to get invaded anyway. And we do still... Oh, we don't, to be fair, we don't actually have any much debt because we sort of went bankrupt. Kind of small thing that, you know? The Palatinate are going to like us a bit more as we're improving relations with them. If we got this fabricated dispute event to go away, that would be lovely. That's sort of destroying us at the moment. But we are having big robber baron problems, which is what our cabinet is on at the moment. Let's just take some of that. If we had any art, that would be a decent thing to sell. I know it's a little bit cheesy, but it is sort of overpowered, the art economy at the moment. We will survive. We've got this, I believe. But we have nowhere near enough manpower to maintain these troops. They're going to be our only hope if we have a coalition war. Yeah, look at those levies. That's not great. Ooh. When our truces expire, we are going to be in trouble. Let's just get that fully integrated quickly. It's almost done. Is it almost done? How close are we? It doesn't really say. 1 year. I can do 1 year. Welcome to the stream, everyone, by the way. If you're new, please consider subscribing. There's also a Discord link and a Patreon link in the description if you want to get involved in our community. And we have a potential marriage for our king. Now, I don't really want to marry a lowborn, I must admit, even if it would give us some good stuff. There is a decent amount of nobles we could marry. But let's look for a royal marriage if it's all possible. How many hours do you have in a U5? I think I'm up to about 1,100 at the moment. Nothing that crazy. And our coalition is starting to form. Let's look for a quick royal marriage. Braun. Not in line for the throne. Anyone who is? No one really. So let's look for someone with good stats, just in case we do have... I mean, you're decent. Anyone else? We're focusing on stats rather than a PU here because there just isn't very many good options. Obviously, the stats are only really viable if you do have... Oh, she's our cousin. That would be great. That's very historically accurate. Let's go for you. You're good. Lovely. Yeah, we're about to have this gigantic coalition. it is going to launch on us. What we sort of want to happen is it all goes off at once. We don't want that second coalition destroying us again. That's what murdered us last time. Let's set a local rival in, I guess, Stettin or Wolgast. Let's go Wolgast. Hopefully one of them declares on us, and then we can just sort of give them whatever we can to make them go away. This guy, just let him die. Why not? Not the end of the world. Yeah, this coalition is going to be painful. Luckily, we've got some gold in the bank, though. That's the only silver light. Come on, guys, I believe. You're not going to declare war on me, right? Surely not. Ah, yeah, we could. Okay. And that's a really small coalition. We needed a bigger one. Okay, so we'll just piece them out straight away, right? We'll give up a few bits of land. Can I give up that? You don't want that. Well, I'd much rather give that. I mean, they're not good provinces anyway, right? It's not the end of the world. It's not that bad of a peace deal. But it's now saying they won't accept it, even though they would have a second ago. Offer. Minus 36. Okay, what else would you take? Would you take humiliate? No. Would you take dismantle forts? Yes. Anything else? They don't seem to want that much. That's the problem. They don't want other land. Oh, okay, they would take that. So, do we want to give up Hanover? I wouldn't hate it, to be honest. I know we've just took it, but we're sort of trying to connect our land together. If we give out our far-reaching stuff to survive, we have sort of ended up with a better whole than what we started with. If that makes sense. Now, that's definitely more land than the previous piece, though, even though I didn't unpause. So let's see if we can find something else. So, would you accept the dismantle fort? And that, and that, and that, and you would. What if we chucked in humiliate in there? No, you just hate the idea of a humiliation. Is there anything else you'd accept? Not very clear on what they love and what they don't love, unfortunately. But 26 ducats, and we give up some land that we can't really control anyway. It's not the end of the world. Let's do it. We should be able to get this debt paid off, and hopefully if we get balance to the budget, it will help us out with that. Now, Goslar is quite big. We do also have this random old town around here. We could try and sell this off, or we could just make it a vassal, which is probably a better idea. Can we release it as... No, we can't release it as a historical subject, sadly. Unless it's a different historical subject with just that. Let's just have a check. No, we can't, unfortunately. Let's go for a custom subject. We'll make it a fiefdom. And let's just get you chilling. I disabled coalition join messages. Yeah, for our situation, that might be decent. But we have survived it for now. Now, all of our estates sort of hate us at the moment. So let's start spending on stability and stop spending on diplomatic investment. Let's just take the legitimacy loss. Let's end these improved religions. Opinions, sorry. And let's just try and chill, right? We've done what we can do. There's not really much we can do if we get another coalition. Military infrastructure, sure. Not the end of the world. How's our fort network? It looks okay. It's not exactly amazing, but it will keep us alive for a little bit if we have a coalition. Obviously, it is expensive, though. That's the problem. I love your optimism. Wait, we're surviving, right? You've got to be a little bit truthful to yourself that we are in a bad position. But we made it. We've given up a little bit, but we've sort of swapped our land around, if that makes sense, of what we want versus what we have. So we've now got a very contiguous landmass, which is obviously very, very good for us. The only problem is we can't really integrate it at the moment because of the robber barons, but we are trying to deal with that. It's just taking a long time. So that town down there should be done pretty quickly, and then we should be able to move on to other stuff. A professional army increases location control right. So shouldn't you move it to a high wealth province? Absolutely. So we don't want to be where our capital is. We want to be in this sort of city over here. Actually, no, we want to be down here in Magdeburg, actually. I changed my mind. Where we've got some decent control, but it could be higher. Elevate country, sure. Not the end of the world. And that integration should be done next turn. And now we've got another coalition. And this is the problem with it launching so early, right? Could we quickly try to ally Bohemia again? No, because of the likely target of coalition. We might just have to do the same thing and just beat back another coalition. Or try to. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, right? But we do have our levies recovering. Slowly, but surely. And we might be able to do a war parliament next time. This is the problem of taking so much land early on, when there is just hella A in the HRE. Yeah, a lot of these guys are from miles away, so this is a feasible coalition to fight. We just need to start saving up money now, and I might even start max minting now. Just to try and help us trigger balance the budget, but also just to save up enough money that we don't have to take loans or a certain merc spam. There's a lot of pop-ups, Jesus. I'm not giving you 67 ducats. Who do you think I am? There's no way. Any idea of decreasing antagonism via wars kind of doesn't make sense, but it would have if... Look, antagonism is just, if you get strong enough, you can just beat people back, right? Unfortunately, we are just weak at the moment, and we are fighting a disaster at the same time. We're a lot weaker than what we probably should be for where our current size if that makes sense. Okay, and there goes the coalition, and it's quite big, but it's not too big. So let's get our levies combined. Actually, no, let's not do that quickly. We're going to unraise our levies. And you're probably like, why the hell are you unraising your levies? Well, there is method to the madness. Because what we are going to do is we are going to steal money from our burghers. We are going to steal the army side from our burghers, and we're going to call an emergency parliament. Where we'll go for promote integration process. Insane, right? I was hoping to balance the budget, but we can't be beggars or choosers, really. Let's go for some larger levies. Take some bellicose support. And I guess I will leave the rest. We should get some events, and we'll see. But now, we let a month tick. We should... Oh! Upper Bavaria wants to save us. Yes, please. Please save us, dudes. They've got 8,000 troops. That's Lower Bavaria. How much does Upper Bavaria have? Please be more. Okay, our burghers are going to revolt. That's not good. But we do have an ally now, at least. Upper Bavaria, join the party. Will anyone else help me? No, unfortunately not. But we could do a military sponsorship, which isn't awful. Hero actions, we could request a vote on a policy, or we could request a circle privilege. I guess we'll do that. Why not? Use the diplomat on that. Now we can get 8,000 levies, which is okay. Unfortunately, not enough time has gone by to let it recover that much. Let's pull back on our minting. We've got a lot of money in the bank at the moment. We want to be very careful with these levies, though. We're going to stop nattering too much like last time. That's the reason we lost last time. And just pick off the smallest armies we can do. We'll allow our subjects to attach to us if they wish. The good thing is we're fighting a smaller coalition on two fronts. Makes it much more feasible to fight. Oh no, we've just gone straight in. Okay, let's just try and wipe them out, I guess. Charge! There we go. Lovely. Now, who is the war leader? It is Bremen. It's fine. So I guess we'll move up here and we'll go and occupy some of their places. I think we're going to win this one, you know. Imperial voting. Let's support the Emperor. Why not? They want a rotating emperorship. Okay. Not going to say no to that. We're against 18,000 troops total. So if we don't win this, we're kind of bad at the game. Let's be real. Let's wipe out that 1.3k there rather than siege stuff. Lovely. And now let's go siege stuff. Never mind. Let's go and take out that 600. And let's split in half quickly just to go siege stuff. Let's get Captain... So who's better? Is it... So Gustav is tactics. This guy's tradition. He's assault ability. He's maimed. Yeah, let's go for Gustav. Why not? He's decent. Request grant? Absolutely not. We do have a lot of money in the bank, though. We could see if there's any cheap buildings that's going to really help us. No, but we should steal some money from these sieges, hopefully. I wish I could turn off the pop-up for financial grants. It's really annoying me. Erosion of faith. We can't really afford our sort of estates hating us anymore at the moment, which is sad, but okay, understandable. So now we've occupied the head out of these guys. It's good. I'm very tempted to try and annex them in the peace deal because they hate us so much, but I know that's a bad idea. But we could do, as someone said in the chat, the dissolve coalition thing for winning this war, which would be very good. No grant for you, and no grant for you. Now, let's go and unsiege our land quickly. It's causing us some economic pain to keep it sort of non in this. And Hamburg is about to raise some more troops. We'll go and wipe them out when they spawn. Let's go and take them out. Get some more war score for us. Lovely. Go and take this one back. And it's looking like we won't even have to spam any mercs, which is good. Now, we could pay off our debt. I do kind of want to wait for balance the budget, which is okay. Oh, 900 troops there. Let's go and take that out. Quickly. Has it done? Lovely. Now let's go and push through. Let's go and occupy some people and try and take some land. If we can take some land, we'll get some art, which is what we need to sell. And make a load of dosh, because art is bloody overpowered at the moment. And I don't think it's balanced at all, right? But it's in the game, right? And I can't anti-cheese everything. We're sort of playing this on the uber difficulty as we're playing Brandenburg. So any art... Oh, that's bad. Okay, so... What do you do when a big army is coming for you and you're going to lose? Trick question, because I'm going to show you, and the answer is run away with full retreat. We only lose 74 men, and we don't get stack wiped. It's the most overpowered mechanic in the entire game, and we just stole some art there, which is lovely. Let's go and get our armies back together. We oversplit them, which is it's not great, but look, we can just recombine them. And let's go and try and find some new art. So quickly, let's go to the art map mode and see if there's anywhere we should target. Okay, around here, there's lots of art. So we're going to go and use this coalition to steal loads of art, and then we'll sell it off and build an economy from it. And there we go. Look, loads of art just taken. Lovely. Let's go and take this one. And we want to keep these two armies together. We will just combine them and put them under our king. Why not? If he dies, he dies. We are dealing with the robber barons quite nicely. No art in that one, unfortunately. Let's push down here. How are they doing in terms of army size? They're down to 4k. Okay, so we've got to keep our army together. Hopefully they go and fight the Bavarians, not us. They want a grant? Absolutely not. There we go, 20 ducats as well from burning down that noble mansion. This is proving quite profitable. Even if it is costing us some... oh, and they've unconditionally surrendered. Well, I don't care, mate. I'm going to keep sieging down your allies because I want their art. Okay, we've got a new coalition, but hopefully they think not to fight us next time. Where's the art? So there's art here. Let's go and take that. More art, please. Is there anyone sieging us? Grant. Nope. No art there. That's sad. Let's move up here and try and get some art. More art. More! It'll be worth it when we sell it off. So, have we got any more robber barons? We do. I love some robber barons, you know? Okay, so they're done on a province-wide basis. So let's focus on the big provinces first. More coalitions, that's fine. We've got a big army now. I'm not worried. And we have money in the bank for mercs. So, no art there, unfortunately. Any more art? Okay, there's what you down there. Let's go for you. Yeah, you are in the war. Love. This is my priority now. Just trying to steal people's art. Even if we are at 100% war score. These are... yeah, art. Lovely. Let's go over here. We are basically the Swedish in like medieval Swedes. I know it's obviously not a coalition war, right? But they did just run around and steal people's art. And that's exactly what we're doing. Financial grant. Nope. I shall be stealing your art. No more art. Boo! We want art. We want art. Do you unsiege? Or you have unsieged yourself. We can go and steal your art. No more art. That's sad. Let's move up here again. And we'll try and occupy you again and get you sorted. So we might risk it and split in two, as I believe their army is in the north. Yes, it is. Let's go there quickly. No more art. Sad. Any art here? There he is. Lovely. We stole some art. Brilliant. Now, is there anything more that we want to do before we peace out? I will try these provinces up here. They've apparently got their art back. Split in two again, as the provinces are right next to each other. It shouldn't be too slow. There we go, some more art pieces. And we'll try one more. Keep our people together. Oh no, that's bad. Do you want to try and peace out now? Okay, they have Uncon, so I don't think they can reject this. So, let's go for a... There's meant to be an anti-coalition treaty here somewhere, right? Dissolve coalition. There we go. This is going to be huge for us, because it means these guys can't join a coalition for us for a long time. So 15 years, that's quite big. Okay. So what else do we want to do? So the good thing is, I mean, the cost is high. The AE isn't stupid. So let's quickly get someone else in our cabinet. Now, I could put Erwin von Berlin in there just to help us with our sort of issues. I think I will. And then you, I'm going to quickly put on diplomatic endeavours, because I think we might take some AE here. Now, I did want to take Hamburg, right, because it is a city. But I also don't want to take any more unnecessary AE. So, it's a bit of a dilemma. Is there anyone else we really want to take other than Hamburg? Oh, well, to be fair, we haven't even occupied it. So let's just be chill. Let's take some money. Oh, that's not really that much. Let's dissolve all of their forts. Even the one in Hamburg. That will help us out in the future. Take some war reps. And then just have a chill one. Let's not make the same mistake that we did last time. And have some A. And have too much AE. Because it's obviously causing us problems, right? Now, let's just go home and chill. Let's disband our levies. Hopefully by the time of the next war, we're going to have a lot more. We've still got 400 in the bank, though, for if we do want any mercenaries. But let's start having a look at our economy as well. So, just pull back on our fort maintenance a sec. So, we are making 1.62 from trade profit in our own market. Are we still the biggest person? Yes, we are. Now, that's a decent amount of trade profit, actually. So we could, even if we've got really low crown power, we're still getting a decent bit of it. So we could think about making some more trade sort of buildings. I mean, getting RGOs as well is always a surefire bet, right? So like a horse RGO, sturdy grains. And let's just do the basics, right? Let's get some wool RGOs. Let's see what we can do. And we'll come back to the rest later on. Unless there's any really overpowered buildings, let's have a quick look. I mean, we could start going down toll castles and stuff. I mean, a library's a good idea. Have we got the Royal Court and Royal Garden? Oh, no. I've changed my mind. A Royal Garden. We've been having problems with our diplomats, so let's get a Royal Garden. That will be a big investment. We've still got these professionals. Now, we just can't maintain them, really. We don't have the manpower. Obviously, we don't have... the stuff we really need yet, but I will consider deleting our archers once we've got out of this pending coalition. So Hesse is really unhappy with us, as is Saxony-Brandenburg, but when you're trying to like dissolve a coalition, focus on the people further away first. So Luxembourg, are you in my coalition? Not yet, and you should end soon. Let's try Arnsbach. How close are you? They are 96, so you are within the realm of being able to be stopped. So let's improve relations with you. And if we could get some alliances, that would be very good. Obviously, we've got this big rebel problem at the moment because everyone is so unhappy with us because our pop satisfaction is so low. Hey, it's good to see you, Cargill. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, man. I was playing Genoa, and it's so cancerous that I rage quit. Yeah, the AE is painful. Hey, Bob, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're getting done with these robber barons, to be fair. We are doing all right. Let's keep going on that, though. We've got 5 left to do. And then our future will be back in our hands, ultimately. So we've got a little bit of economy building that we can do. But like I said, I do want to slowly pay off this debt, right? We've got 20 months left of it. And we are quite far away from trying to trigger balance the budget. So we've got no real reason to keep it going. This discontent in the circle is a little bit annoying, though, but we keep getting these bloody financial grants. So I really do hate the constant notifications of this Imperial Circle mechanic, even though it's a very cool mechanic. if you didn't know, there's now like these different like spheres of influence inside the HRE and distributed. Yeah, we could distribute a grant and make people like us. I mean, why not? Let's try it out. Demand their loyalty. What would that do? We get extra Diplo rep. I mean, yeah, that will help our AE. Do it. What's this integrate cabinet action? Yeah, if you just go here and then press integrate province, you can obviously integrate the stuff we've got up here, right? But we need to get rid of our robber barons first. That's the reason why our control is so terrible and why our tax base to wealth ratio is so terrible. So that is our #1 priority. And because we're still in this disaster, we are able just to sit here on no legitimacy. But we won't be able to do that forever. Okay, so we've got 170 ducats now. We could think about going further into this horse RGO. It's apparently very profitable. What is our sort of control down there like? 60%, and that is from us. Okay. Could we make any more bridges to make it better if we're going to invest there? We could do a few, actually. Like, we do have a lot of bridge potential. But, then again, like, our loans are coming up to term, right? So do we really want to spend our money when we've got a big coalition that's on our door? Probably not. Now, we do still have this diplomat issue, but we do have the royal court hopefully being built soon, which should help us out with that one. Let's just put the speed up a bit now. But I do also want to get out of negative stability. So let's start investing in our stability a little bit. Obviously, we could request our commoners to give us stuff, but I'm a bit worried they're going to rise up. That is my concern at the moment. Now, our burghers are not our fans, as is anyone really. We do have a big rebel problem. But then again, our burghers aren't going to have a big rebellion, so we could just firm it. Because rebellions don't necessarily have to be bad, right? If we just firm it, we can get anything we really want from them, including the legitimacy. And then just... Sorry, the tax and stuff. And then just call a war parliament. And then force them straight back to 50 legitimacy. So, like, yeah, let's do it. So, I'll show you exactly my strategy to make a rebellion worth it. So, let's get rid of burgher land privileges. It's quite crap. It's going to cost us a lot of stability, I know. But give me some proof of concept. So, now we sort of guarantee they're going to have a rebellion. So, we'll levy some extraordinary taxes as well. And let them revolt. Let's just do that quickly. Let a month go. And they are going to revolt, right? And we're like, oh no, a revolt. That's so terrible. Whatever are we going to do? And they've revolted. Bloody stupid guys. How dare you revolt against me? And how many loans do we have quick? We've got 4. So if we do a cheeky extra loan, just to try and trigger balance the budget, right? Have your fingers crossed for me. Oh no, we can't even do my strategy for 2 years. Well, that is sad. But at least we're forced them to be loyal. So now let's just run over there. Let's just call our levies quickly. And let's just go and wipe them out. We can even stop their levies happening, to be fair. It should not be a long civil war. And then straight away, they're up to 50% loyalty. And the good thing is, you can then just do stuff like a reduction straight away if you really want to. Distribute some more emergency funds. That's fine. And then we just get the war won, really, ultimately. It's a lot easier if you do actually have the ability to do a war parliament, but I forgot we did it so recently. So let's get these loans repaid. We want the crown power back. We're out of bankruptcy now, which is always nice. So we're now down to 14 ducats, which is fine. But look, we did get something out of that, which is at least getting rid of that weird burgher privilege that we didn't really like. The land rights is not a very good one. For us or them, really. Like, individualism is a bit of a crap value. And losing ability for our town and cities to have RGOs is also quite crap. Which they'd quite like as well, right? So it's a bit of a bad privilege for both of us. Elevate country and circle, sure. I'll take the free buffs for that. Let's pull back on our fort maintenance. We're going to continue investing a lot in our stability. And now we can just start thinking about our economy again, to be fair. So in terms of our city in Brandenburg, do we want any... There we go, Civil War's done. Everyone is happy and no one's ever going to be bad again. Right? Well, they better be loyal. Because we're getting quite close to finishing up with our disaster. And I would love for that to be over. So, now the coalition is done. Will Bohemia allies again? Minus 100. Okay, so if we do improve our relations with these people, we can actually get out of it. There's still a few of them that really hate me. That's the problem. How are they doing? They're back to minus 63, which isn't bad. They want infrastructure. Do it. Cabinet actions. Let's just keep you getting rid of these robber barons. We're almost done. Keep going, guys. Keep the faith. Let's get you down there. Now, the low stability is hurting us with our current tax rates, but I need to keep these guys on 50% at the moment. Our clergy satisfaction is very low. Why is that? That's negative stability and low legitimacy and the Western Schism. Okay, well, we can sort of fix that slowly. And then I am going to bite the bullet and take the stability from the commoners. If they revolt, they revolt. It's not the end of the world. Now, Poland is apparently annexing someone, but we don't really have the ability to fight them. Nor do we have the ability to fight the Teutons. The Poles have rivaled us, though, so that's a slight problem. The Philosopher's Stone. Now, that's decent. Unfortunately, we can't really afford any of the good options. So let's just go for turn that into gold and see what we can get. If it gives us the free resources, it's not too bad. We can always export it and get some free stuff, right? We're up to 162 canonical influence now, which is decent. And we've got another diplomat. So now it's time we sell some proceeds of the war. And that is sort of trying to sell some art. So unfortunately they rejected it, but we can keep trying with different people. Art is that overpowered. It's in terms of selling that you get so much money from it. Let's just pull back on our army maintenance. It's a little bit expensive for our needs, so I think I'm going to delete these archers. We can't really fill them up anyway. We don't have the manpower. I might even delete the footmen, to be honest. We must... Now, this is a bad event. So this is another robber baron event. A big old family. We must deal with them. It costs us money. And it would cause a big civil war. But then it would allow us to repress our nobility properly. Whereas the opposite would destroy our control for 20 years and double our nobility power. So let's just firm it. Like, our country's in a bad enough state as it is. What's one more rebellion, honestly, right? We've got allies now, so if we are in a rebellion, we can just rely on them to fight it for us. Okay, and we got lots of free stuff from the Philosopher's Stone. That's lovely. So hopefully we can just export that and make some money off it. We are back into debt now, which is sad. But Berlin is doing okay in terms of an economy. 8 ducats. We're about to get those extra diplomats, which would be lovely for us as we're trying to sell art. We could make our nobility like us again. That is our niece. And do we really want to marry our niece off to a random courtier? Be honest. Yes. Sure. So what we can do with her now is get her to join one of these orders. Then we'll get her in the cabinet. We lack the 20 government power. We need the legitimacy. Okay, so let's do that. Let's get 15 legitimacy for our clergy. Let's then canonize a saint. We're going to try and canonize a crap one to get as low legitimacy as possible. 21. Lovely. And then what we can do is we can grant her a cabinet right. So we do have this child who's 5. If we go up to... Where is it? Is she obviously in our family tree somewhere, right? She is... So she's 25, she's 23, and she's still a child. Yeah, you. So let's grant you a cabinet, right? And you're on our crown estate. So if we then kick out the clergy guy and get the crown lady in, who we can then make head of the cabinet, we will then get a lot of crown power. Which obviously is the most important value in the game, pretty much, right? So some more free legitimacy and some crown power. Lovely. And our next parliament's here as well. And as seen and as planned, we've got balanced the budget, which is lovely. Giving us reduced interest, giving us reduced inflation, and free money. So let's take it. So then we can go max minting for a bit. I do want to clear off the inflation while we're here, though, so we'll go like this. We'll try and make it pass. So change policy. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, it might not pass, but we'll see what we can do. So with these robber barons are almost done, which is good. We could also think about taking some debt while we're here, to be fair. Is there anything that would be a good economic investment for debt? So how do we figure that out? We look at sort of our geo-builders and see if it'd be worth the money. And I don't think anything would be, to be honest. Let's go get the other robber baron done. And we're pretty close. There's 2 left. I can't wait for the disaster to be over. It would be lovely, wouldn't it? Ending the robber baron rule. So 10 free legitimacy. We'll move 20 to centralization and 20% crown power for 20 years. Brilliant. I think we picked the right option, right? Things are coming up Millhouse. Now we actually want to use that. Oh, here we go. Are we out of our... Are we out of the... Oh, we are. We are out of the disaster. That's lovely. Now, we don't have the dynasty that I actually really want, which is sad. Like, can that guy use some stats? Yeah, why not? So we get an insane buff for the next 10 years. Revoke privilege cost minus 25%. Change policy cost minus 50%. And push us to centralization. That's really good. So we survived the disaster. So now let's get rebuilding our actual country. So we'll integrate you. And we shall integrate you. Now, in terms of our nobility, I think it's time we sort of do our strategy to the top. So they would, because their power has been curtailed to all hell because of that disaster, they're not going to have many provinces if they revolt. And we do have an ally that we can call in to save us if need be. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact strategy we tried to do only a few minutes ago with the burghers. And we're going to use it to curtail their influence and force a rebellion and then just get them back to 50% loyalty. So we're going to perform a reduction, we're going to ask for extra levies, and request noble envoys. So they're at very low loyalty. Now, we've got some diplomats to use, so let's get on it. So first, I want to see if there's any alliances. No. Okay, that's fine. So is there anyone we really want to sort of improve our relationship with? I mean, sort of Hungary and Austria could be good options. As could like a France. How close would France be to ally? Minus 134, minus 158, minus 111. What's Bohemia? Minus 131. So Austria actually quite close to allying us. Let's try improving relations with Austria, and let's go for a few big troublemakers who really hate us. So people like Hesse, people like Thuringia. Actually, no, they're going to hate us forever. People like Gelders, there we go. People like Drent, there we go. Just people that are going to be in our coalition and we don't want them to be. I think that's enough. And now let's try a few art sales while we're here. So Meissen, do you want to buy a tree? They do. Thank you for buying my tree. I appreciate you, man. Do you want to buy a sun? They do. Now we've got 500 ducats for free. This strategy is kind of overpowered. Now, let's get out of debt. Actually, no. Let's wait until the terms come up. Let's spend it on our economy. If we have a look at our location ranks, we sort of want to plan Hamburg as our governor, right? And we're not there yet. So, let's start building up our economy. So if there isn't enough demand here, let's start creating some demand. So libraries. Let's go and build up our libraries. Lovely. Now, our masonry price isn't as low as I'd want. So let's subsidize our masons. And make a few more. Make 2 masons down there. You're definitely in our market, right? You are. Lovely. Now, we do also have some goods in our market. Let's make some more marketplaces. We'll spread that quite out to try and increase our market access. That looks nice to me. In terms of control, we also want to increase that. Now we've got rid of our control debuffs. But we do also want to take the opportunity to get a royal court for some extra crown power. That would be nice. Let's see where we go after that. We've still got some money coming in. And our inflation is going to go down quite a lot. So let's start working on that before balance the budget passes. So we've now got a scandal already. That's fine. We'll just take some reduced legitimacy. It's not the end of the world. And we've got 5 legitimacy. So is there something we want to spend it on quickly? Well, we could spend our stability in containing our nobility, right? And forcing that revolt. And I think we will. So in terms of the first privilege that we want to get rid of from our nobility, we want to choose the one with the highest increase in influence. And that is the primacy of the nobility. So let's get rid of that. Now they really hate us and they're going to revolt straight away. So we'll use that 5 legitimacy And we will give out something that is decent, hopefully. There's not really that much there. What about our burgers, though? Is anything decent here? I mean, trade capacity and capital economy could be okay, as could market attraction. Yeah, let's just do some market attraction. We've got our own market. Why not? So now let's let this rebellion go. Hey, Lemon, it's good to see you, man. Look, it was a 0 legitimacy meta, but we've just got out of our sort of disaster, right? So we are going to have to spend money on our legitimacy, which is mortifying. I really don't want to do that, but we have to do it. So let's stop pushing up our stability, and let's start working on our legitimacy again. And we want to get it to at least 50, because that means that we can't have these disasters. It's going to take a while to get us up there, but yeah, look, Brandenburg specifically was able to sit 0 for about 50 years, just because of how bad the start is, right? With the terrible disaster, but we survived it. So, can we do any Western Schism events while we're here? How much would we get if we asked for their support? We can try it out, why not? Nope, they scorned our support. Well, that is sad. No one likes you, France. I'm going to now go in and support the Pope when I can. Show unity of faith would allow us to convert people and reduce unrest, which is probably decent, but we're about to trigger this revolt anyway. There we go. We passed balance the budget. We've forced this revolt. We've got a reconstruction period. Well, considering the revolt, that's quite a fitting event. Let's go for some legitimacy, because we're starting to pay for that now, aren't we, Lemon, right? And let's summon that emergency parliament, on which, of course, we can just go for straight promote integration process, which is going to be insane for us. We'll contain some... No, we won't. We shall go for some communal values, even if it does take legitimacy, and just let it pass. And now, let's just summon our levies and beat back this revolt, and it should be easy as pie. Let's canonise our best ruler quickly. We want as much legitimacy as possible. Is there anyone that's decent? He's got 11. That's okay. Let's go for you. And then it's just a long road now. We need to get as much legitimacy as possible. Let's combine our army together. Oh, we lost the battle somewhere. Well, let's go and kill these guys. And we are just curtailing our nobility well and truly. And they're now down to 34% influence, which is obviously much, much better. This would help us with centralization, but that's fine. It's just a slow one. To be honest, we could start pushing it with our cabinet now. We've got a daughter. Lovely. So I think now's time. Let's name our daughter after Lemon Cake. That seems about fitting. Let's split it in half, and let's go and get this revolt over and done with. I don't know. We can just carpet siege, to be honest. We just killed their army. It's time to carpet siege. Woo! Push. There we go. It shouldn't take too long. If we focus on their cities over here, we should end it pretty fast. Go up here. Let's keep going for the fancy literacy text. We want to get our tech rate up. We've just built a load of libraries, or we are currently in the process of doing so. Poland want to make us a subject where you can bugger off, mate. No one likes you. Please get some friends. Elevate country in circle. Sure, why not? We are losing a lot of money, so let's actually put up our minting again now. Try and get some more money in the door. And we need to get this stability sorted. So how long until we can ask it from our commoners again? 3 years. It's quite a long time, actually. Can we force them to siege? No, we can't. But what we can do is split our army off and just have the mailed knights there. And try and save as much of our population as possible. And in the meantime, we'll put our little army over here just to increase our control as much as possible. Because even if it is a minor effect, your army does have an impact on control, which is quite important. Here we go. We've passed our integration thing, even if it didn't give us a pop-up for it. Which definitely helped us out in Nuremberg. And we're pushing it as fast as possible. Now, in terms of our coalition, how are we looking? Do we not have a coalition? Now, that is good. Let's keep improving relations with people, though. Can we ally Bohemia yet? No, minus 237. It's sad. Let's get improving relations. So who do we want to go for? Let's go for Berg. They seem quite amenable to leave. Request military infrastructure? Absolutely. Take it. Take my stuff. Now, do we want to start annexing one of our subjects? They are a little bit not old enough, and neither are they. They're too young. Yeah, we don't want to sort of try and integrate people when they're too young. That wouldn't be acceptable, would it? But it would be good. I mean, to be fair, you can actually just like declare war on your subjects and do it that way, but I'd rather not. Right, let's pull back on our sort of investment for everything, including our armies. And straight away, let's perform another reduction of our nobility. They've just revolted. If they revolt again, it's not the end of the world, right? And we're getting some money out of that as well. We shall take some free legitimacy if we can. No, we can't. So some free stability, please. Good, sir. Are we sure we've got no coalition? Oh, we do now. Okay, it's a small one. Well, to be fair, if we improve relations to them, they're not going to leave by any means. So let's just be careful and improve with the smaller people who join. Like those guys. Or those guys. Let's do that again. So let's have a look. Who are joining? Okay, and let's improve some relations. Let's get you out. I really don't want to start trying to go back on investing stability. So we need to get our legitimacy to 50 as fast as possible. By the way, if you're new to the stream, please consider subscribing. There's also a Discord and Patreon link in the description if you fancy joining up. Be good to meet all of you. In the meantime, we are just trying to sort out this rebellion. We've already done our war parliament, which we got balanced the budget, which is obviously very good for us. In terms of our debt, we are quite close to getting rid of it, actually. But on the whole, we're doing very well. Brandenburg is a very hard start, but we have survived it. We just need to thrive out of it. Let's take an emergency grant from our burghers. That's a lot of money. So what can we use that on? Well, I'm thinking... We've just spammed out libraries, right? So we're going to need some scriptoriums. Let's get 2 scriptoriums queued. After that, though, control. Control and proximity has got to be our biggest thing. Let's just spam some bridges. Boop. Get as many bridges to our surrounding provinces as possible. Control equals more levies, which means our coalition is much less likely to fire, which is always good. Albeit, our maximum coalition at the moment is quite a small one, so I'm not that worried. This royal court will help, though, once we do get it. We are improving relations with a lot of people. Here we go, and we've beaten the rebellion. Lovely. Let's put our levies down. Let's let them recover again. Now, our nobles are not our fans, but we are containing their influence, which is what we need to do. So, if we can get that that revoked privilege cost down even further, that'd be great. Now, there is a cabinet trait you can do for that aim, which is the corrupt trait. Unfortunately, we don't have it at the moment, though. If anyone did have it, they would be a very good hire. Let's have a quick look. No, unfortunately not. We could always roll for it, but we just don't have the stability. Some free legitimacy? Yes, please. Thank you, good sir. Let's chuck our noble tax up. A little bit of a quick tip is that your noble recovery speed for their loyalty isn't any different if you're taxing them loads or like halfway. So if they are very disloyal like ours are, just tax them to hell and high water. Let's seek an alliance with Bohemia. Well, I would like them to do that, but they just refuse to ally me. So I'm just going to stick with Upper Bavaria at the moment. And we're going to kill a random preacher, why not? I think it's time to start investing in stability again. We've got a little bit of money coming through the doors. We just want to stay out of debt as much as possible. Oh, and there goes the coalition. So let's start minting again. Let's raise our levies again. I just figured out there's an Annex Revolta button after eating the AE for 120 years. No, that's really bad. Well, you figured it out now. Welcome to the good side. I don't envy you, but it kind of shows you how overcomplicated the E5 is. That we're still discovering stuff after like hundreds or thousands of hours, isn't it? It's mental. This coalition isn't that bad. This is one we can win. So let's do the exact same. Let's pick them off in small amounts, and let's take their art, and let's sell it on the global market. And to be honest, I mean, we've got treaties. We're going to get an anti-coalition treaty with some people after this. So I think I might just take land at this point. I'm so fed up with these people that I'm just going to murder them all. I am the Senate, ultimately. Or more of like a Cersei moment of burn them all of my enemies. Can you tell I've been rewatching Game of Thrones by any chance? I mean, it's the best TV show of all time, ultimately. Unless you disagree, let me know in the chat. I'd love to know what you think the best TV show of all time is. And if anyone says The Wire, I don't know. I know a lot of people say it, but I've never watched it. I thought it was a bug because it didn't show up in the treaties tab. But yeah, that is a slight oversight. I don't envy you because that is a big thing. Right, we've got more diplomats. So let's see if we can sell some art. Bankabardi, would you like to buy Disjointed View? Oh my god, we're rich. Yeah, the art economy is overpowered. This is stupid. Because we can just use this to then make loads of bridges, get loads of roads, get loads of proximity. Whatever, ultimately. Boom, boom, boom. Control and proximity. Please, thank you. I might have to just not do it anymore. Just to sort of rein myself in, because it is stupid. At the Hanseatic League, right? We can just go, do you want to buy our horrendous lady? They turned us down, but that's very sad. But yeah, it is slightly overpowered. So maybe we might just have to like unilaterally say, nah, we're not going to do that because it's overpowered. Let's see. Okay, we're up to 63% already. So maybe we don't have to worry about going around and stealing all of their people or their art. But I do want to at least get you fully occupied. There we go. Some more art. Lovely. So, wow, if we took the Dismantle Coalition Treaty again, I do like that it's now only 20. It means we can take a lot of land. I mean, this land would be decent. Where does the river go specifically? It goes to Brandenburg and not further. Well, we could just, like, push just to that province there. We get some decent control. And the AE wouldn't be too crazy. And I mean, we wouldn't suffer many penalties for doing that, to be fair. But let's push to Hesse. Let's try and occupy some stuff quickly. Elevate country and circle. Sure, not the end of the world. Oh, there we go. We've got the legitimacy we want, right? So now we can just chill out. Keep our legitimacy above 5% for the balance the budget. And keep our legitimacy at 50%. So we can't trigger the disasters. And we get the positive bonuses from legitimacy. We're not having to pay the full amount for it. So we can just keep investing fully into our stability at the moment. And our economy is still positive, which is good. It means we're doing a very good job with our economy. Let's spread out and occupy stuff. Let's see if we can get some art, even if we're not going to sell it, just for the buffs. But I don't want to fight a battle. I want to keep our population because we don't have much of it. So maybe let's peace out. Let's get some more money. Let's get some dismantled forts. No? You don't want to dismantle a fort? Okay, maybe they just want to peace out. So we get 2 provinces near us that we'd actually be able to control. I think I'm down, you know. Let's do it. Let's go on diplomatic endeavours for a month. As well as diplo spending. Let 1 month tick. Just so we actually get the AE. There we go. And then try and peace out this war. There we go. So the coalition is now disbanded. They can't form another one for 15 years. Which I don't know how that would work in real life. You just go, yeah, you just can't coalition us for 15 years. Like, they can be like, okay, and then do it anyway. But we have successfully done that. Woo! So now we have some new land, which we obviously need to integrate, right? Let's continue doing the stuff closest to our capital first. They want some new military infrastructure. That's fine. They'll be getting some good roads out of it, so why not? And let's disband our armies yet again. Put our king as our general and just chill. Our crown power is looking very good. As is our minting. Our nobility hate us, but that's fine. Our diplo spending we can pull back, but we've now got some diplomats, so let's do something with it. So let's try and sell a little bit of art to get a little bit of early game economy. Nope. Right, I'm blocking it out. We're not going to cheat anymore. I'm now dedicating that as official cheating. Let's send some people to the Prussian Crusades for good stats. And then just start getting rid of the antagonism again, right? We want to get rid of our coalition for good. So Thuringia, right? That's 200. That's a bit much, but somewhere like Lübeck, we could improve. Actually, that's also a bit too much. You could get rid of our coalition and just keep doing that. With the people we can actually do. The smaller people like Hamburg or Lübeck, we can just try and kill. And if they're dead, they can't form a coalition against us. That is official Jadamsan advice. So you can use that in your games. Can we repay any loans? 9 months. Yeah, let's just get you done. Why not? And then we can now do some more researches. So we could do founding city costs, that's probably good. Stability investment, that's also good. And let's see what it's like after that. We do have this Inquisition law. So do we want to go local courts, which would help us convert people? Or papal control and convert easier? Let's go papal control. But we might change that if we do go Protestant. And our niece has just come of age. She's okay, she's not great. We just need to marry her off to someone. Apparently she can't do a royal marriage. Why is that? I don't know why that is, but let's just hope we get an event for that. Okay, we now got a new coalition. Well, we'll beat them if we have to, right? Our record with coalitions recently has been pretty good. Oh my lord. Okay, maybe we do need to improve some relations. So let's try mains. Let's try improve with you. Let's try with Moonster as well. A lot of people aren't our fans. That's very sad. I wish you were my fans. Yeah, we have expanded a bit, just a little bit. And there we go. Upper Bavaria has joined us though, and we are just in constant coalition wars at the moment. But it's fine, because we're winning them. That is the important criteria. And this is why, like, in EU5, AE is a bit overtuned. So you just get to a point where you're like, well, I'm just gonna, like, accept it and kill everyone anyway. And you declare war on people so you can separate peace. And when we get stronger, we will absolutely start doing that. But for now, we obviously can't really do that. So, please tell me Hamburg's in the war. If they are, I will fight them. No, they're not. That's sad. Oh well. Let's keep pushing. Let's not get our army stack wiped. But let's kill as many people as we possibly can. Okay, they've got a lot of troops, this coalition. They've got 50k, so we do actually have to be quite careful. If we were to do a cheeky peace out, what could we get? We'd have to give 210 ducats and get humiliated. That's a lot of dosh. But it is actually a feasible peace deal. But it's one I don't want. We could do another bankruptcy build actually if we want to try and cheese it again. Let's just chill for a second. Our forts are going to hold. So we can wait for them to overspread out. The AI does cheat a little bit, unfortunately. They can just be like, yeah, we're just going to see where your army is and like try and counter you that way. But we can hope they don't do that. Unfortunately, they do seem to be descending on our allies in Bavaria a little bit. We just need to kill as many armies as we can before Bavaria get taken out, just for the war score, obviously. Every army we kill, there's more war score for us. But I'm very happy to be out of that event. Now, Brabant wants to join us. I will accept that. How big are you? You've got 9,000 levies. Get the hell into this combat, please. You are a legend for offering to ally me mid-war. What a guy. They are brilliant. Brabant, I love you. Ooh, Lollardy has arrived. Now, Lollardy is quite strong. We could use that. Okay, so these guys are just going to chill on our forts for a little bit, it seems. I mean, they're going to stack 45,000 people on one fort. So who are we specifically at war with? We are at war with the County of Hoya is the war leader. So if we just go and occupy them, we might get enough war scores to try and get a peace. Let's try it. I mean, if you're going to sit your entire army on one fort, you deserve to get peace cheese like that if it lets us, right? Elevate country. Yeah, go for it. Get it done. Are they coming for us? We've stolen their work of art. Haha, take that. They would accept a cheaper peace deal now, actually. Let's just kill as many armies as we can do and see if we can catch some people. We go. It's 2,000 there. Oh, Brabant is starting a big battle. That's a risky one. Let's try and save them. Should we just attach to them? Nah, we got to have control. Let's hope they attach to us. What would you accept? Oh, you'd accept white peace. We do it. I mean, yeah. Or could we win it? I don't fully hate idea of winning this, but I think the safer option is just to white peace this, right? Next time we can try and declare war on them. And we won it, right? Nicely done. We are seemingly fighting constant wars this game, but it's fine. It's not going to cause us any disservice, really. Let's just keep improving relations with people. Trying to stop them joining our war. And we'll take our next parliament as well. which should be... Oh, a census is quite good, but also a noble cabinet is also quite good to help us integrate faster. I'd love integration process, but it's not the end of the world. But a census is very good. So let's go for a census. Why not? It's going to be quite hard to pass, though. But we'll see what we can do. Let's move our big army back to our capital, which we could actually build some RGOs in. Now we've got legitimacy. Pump that up a bit to keep it up. Keep our nobles high. They are going to revolt again. That's fine, because they just didn't go automatically to 50 loyalty, and we can try and curtail them again, right? They're down to 36 stability cost if we want to try and curtail their stuff. So we could just do it again, ultimately. Like get rid of land rights or fortification licenses. And ultimately, I would, to be honest, I'm very tempted to do it. Is there anything else that's quite good? I mean, land rights, I do want to get rid of, but it does actually help us if they do expand RGOs for us. But it doesn't seem like they're doing that at the moment. So let's just push... We could just get rid of fortification licenses again. Actually, let's let our stability tick up a bit much first, and let's see what we can do when they're closer to rebelling. This guy, I don't care about his stats. He's quite close to death. Let's just take the free prestige. How is our cultural limit doing it? By the way, it's actually doing quite well. So we can actually accept some new cultures, like that one and that one. So we have a new coalition arising. It's fine. We'll just beat it again. We've got a very good record with these guys at the moment. And we've got 75 ducats in the bank, which we need to just focus on control at the moment. So I don't know why I'm typing control into the building finder, but I am typing bridge, because bridges will be very good for us. The more proximity we get, the more control we get, the more levies we get, and that's exactly what we need in this situation. And that's part of the reason why we went for a census, because our population is really low. So if we reduce our opinion with Genoa, sure, we'll pass our census. That's fine. We could also reduce our nobility levy obligations to try and get even more, but I don't think I'm going to risk that considering the upcoming wars. And now we've got a good event, grant them land, so more development, commoner satisfaction, and parliamentary support. We can pay them. But why don't we just take the free development? That just seems like a no-brainer. Let's do that. I'm not going to say no to some free development. Now, how is our economy doing? I mean, it's doing okay. Not anything that special. Because we don't have that many people here, right? So we can't make that many things. But we can make a new sturdy grain RGO. So I think that will probably be our next port of call. Let's do some minting quickly. Because we also want to stop our loans just circling and circling. Game of Thrones up till season 5 was the best show ever. I'd say a lot further than season 5. I think probably up to season 7. Like, the end season was just the bad one. No one's disagreeing with you there. God, it was awful. And look, I mean, awful in terms of a Game of Thrones type thing, right? Because obviously it's much better than a lot of other shows, even with a bad final series, right? But it was ultimately quite a bit awful. Let's not beat around the bush. And let's get this steady grain RGO in Brandenburg. Let's just pull back on our minting. We want to get it over 5% as we have. Obviously, for the chance to balance the budget, we're being a bit cheesy with that, but hopefully we get it. And let's get sturgy grains again. Lovely. Now, our manpower is actually starting to go up again, which is good. I think this is the right balance, just to have one footman. Or we could go and get some cav, actually, if we wanted to be a bit more expensive. Obviously, heavy cav is the military meta, right? But I think we're doing fine on our own accord at the moment. Let's send some more guys off to the Prussian Crusades and some more army tradition. We've got diplomats, so why not? And just keep developing our economy. Like, we're actually doing very well at the moment. Is there anything more we can build in Brandenburg itself? I mean, bog iron smelters we could start doing. That economy is very good. Fibrous crops, though, is also quite good in the early game. But it's not that much money. But if we went for, like, the horse RGO down here, we'd get a lot of money. So let's just start saving up for that, really. No, I don't think anything will ever really replace Game of Thrones. It's just that good, really. It's such a good TV show. Not even the World Cup, which was ruined for a lot of us by the cheats that are Argentina. But let's not get me onto that. There is a lot of trauma there. We could perform a defensive league with someone. Anyone big? No, sadly not. That would help us with our sort of predicament, let's say. Now, do we want to cheese art or not? Now let's play it by our own accord. Now let's not do any more cheesiness, because I do think art is overtuned as all hell at the moment. Let's request a circle privilege at the moment. Get some more prestige. Lovely. Thank you, Bohemia. And for our next tech, is there anything good we can go down before we have the institutions? Let's go for that religious influence and the RGO side. I know they're tier 1 techs, right? You do get a debuff for going for earlier techs from earlier ages, which works in our favour here. Request a grant? Absolutely not. There is no way we're doing that, considering you just invaded me. And I literally own your land now. So, yeah, seeking 85 ducats from me is an interesting idea, considering the circumstances. And let's upgrade this horse RGO. Horses are always good, because our nobility will always demand them. It's part of the reason why toll castles are so strong. Because we only have like 4,000 nobles in our economy. So if we build castles and toll castles, which you get more nobles, which means more demand, which is always good. Elevate position in circle, absolutely. Speaking of, can we get some more temples? We can do. Yeah, let's get that done. Temples, they're nowhere near as good as they used to be, because they don't increase control anymore, but they do still increase population satisfaction, which is probably the most underrated modifiers. It decides how people revolt or not, which is obviously quite big, right? And then, there we go, our nobility actually building something decent at Fibrous Crop Farms. That's nice. And we've just got to keep going. So spinners is apparently quite profitable. So what's going to be more profitable for us? A spinner's giving 18 profit per month at around 35 ducats to make, or the RGO at 0.58. I think the RGO at 0.58. And to be honest, taking loans for that might not be the worst idea in the world. But our creditworthiness is so crap because we weren't bankrupt that taking loans at the moment is probably a very bad idea. So let's just do our economy on our own merit at the moment, really. Let's have a look at our coalition and see if we can improve relations with anyone and get them to leave. So let's try you, and just use our diplomats actually quite strategically. There we go. We've been really lucky with our people coming back from the Prussian Crusade recently. We're up to 61% army tradition, which is lovely. Our army tradition, obviously as Brandenburg, is meant to be quite good, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's guaranteed to be. Let's upgrade these RGOs as we're planning. And we have a scientific breakthrough, which is lovely. We'll spend some more to get some research progress. Let's just cancel that RGO for a second. Get some research progress. Send you to Avignon for some religious influence. More religious influence means we can canonize saints, which helps us with legitimacy, which would be really, really good in our situation. And just keep building up this economy, really. And look, we can get even more horses. Let's go and do that. There we go. Lovely. And we are very close to our next nobility rebellion, which I'm not annoyed about at all. Because we can just do the exact same thing, right? And just take their shit, get loads of stuff, and allow them to revolt. Because it's not really the end of the world. You just force them back to 50 loyalty, which means that you can then rein in their influence even more. It's not that bad. And I think we'll just do that straight away, to be honest. Let's steal their diplomats, let's steal their max tax, let's steal some levy size, and let's revoke a privilege. And we will revoke, what will we revoke? Fortification licenses. There we go. And we could even do another, to be honest. We could do land rights. Now, obviously it depends what type of economy we want to make. And I think I'll have a think of that between sessions. So let's not get rid of land rights just yet. But we do want to get rid of something. So let's get rid of royal marriage rights. Let's do it. Now we're very low stability again. And our nobles are going to revolt straight away. But that's fine. Let's just call in our allies. Raise a few levies, and we don't even need to do all of them. And we just take some. That is a good CB there, but I don't want to lose our diplomats again. Oh, this one. Petty squabbles. So that state is legumes. Let's just go for that, I guess. Oh, we can embrace banking. Do we want to? Let's let it spread a bit first. Let's just use our army. Take out this little rebellion. It's not going to cause us many problems. Spread it up. Let's get this stuff on siege as fast as possible. And we're not even going to do the war parliament, really. I mean, we've got 2 years until, no, 1 year actually, until our main parliament. So unless we can just keep this going until our, just expand our levies again. Just save the money, put our actual big guy on the siege. and just wait for our parliament. If this siege goes on for a long time, we'll do the war parliament. But until then, we've just got our parliament around the corner, so let's just do that anyway. And our cabinet is available. So let's get integrating again. And we'll go for the guys as close to our capital as possible. Let's go for the one down here, why not? I think it's half done anyway. Yeah, it is. Cool. And our tech's done already. I mean, that's the benefit of doing level 1 techs, I guess. Go for you. You'll be quite a quick one. And we've got some new diplomats. So let's improve some relations. So who is in our coalition? Mecklenburg, we've improved with you. Just do as many people as we can do and hope. So, Wurzburg, let's try you. A revolution in the east. That's lovely. How is the east looking, actually? Let's have a quick look. Look at speed 6 for a sec and look at our next parliament quickly. So we've got integration process, absolutely. Like, straight clicked. Saxe-Wittenberg want to ally us. I mean, they're right up order, so it probably makes sense not to ally them. But I'm happy you don't hate me. That's a good thing. Elevate country, sure, why not? I don't hate you. I probably want to invade you soon enough, but I don't hate you so much. There we go, and we've got a new coalition. That's just what I wanted to see. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Let's keep investing in our economy. Our economy is looking very good at the moment, and we are very traditional, which is always good. And look, the faster we get stuff integrated, the faster we can start pushing the values that we actually want long term. But our stability is going very well, and that the higher we get our control, the better tax-based to wealth ratio we have, which means that we can actually start spending on cost of court. And we can go to 100 legitimacy and 100 stability and stuff like that. And that's why we're focusing so hard on like bridges and roads and stuff like that. Right, and hopefully the civil war ends soon. If it doesn't, though, we do get a war parliament, which isn't the end of the world. But I have a slight feeling this coalition might be about to fire. Maybe, just maybe. It does seem like a lot of people's joining. Let's get some free legitimacy. Let's get some free stability. Let's get some free money if it lets us. Oh, that's a lot of dosh as well. So let's use that on good RGOs. So you please. You please. And I guess we just keep going on that horse one. It does seem to be really strong. But we do want you to pass. But I also don't want to get rid of professional armies. Let's pray we get a good event, and we'll leave it to the last second, really. France wins the 100 Years' War. Not too bad. That's sort of what we expect. More people joining our coalition. It's not the end of the world, right? As long as our nobles don't rise up right now, again, we'll be fine. Victory over the rebels. Okay, that's fine. We have survived. We can pull back on our cost of court a bit. Actually, I'll just keep it going up. And we can afford to go to 100 because our tax base is so good. But we need to get everything cored first. So let's just keep integrating. We're almost there, actually, to be honest. So you an unmarried child. So let's marry you off. Is there anyone diplomatically we can do? Not at the moment. But our ruler we can join a military order with. So we're going to join the Duchy of Brittany because admin is the best stat. We might be worth going to become our own culture as well. Let's do that. How is our culture looking? We've actually got some space. So let's see if we can accept a tiny culture. Let's get you done. Lovely. And let's get some lumber. Lumber's actually very expensive, which is... So, I mean, we need to get the price down anyway. Demands unlawful territory. Oh, bugger off. Why are you so mean to me, Bohemia? Time for diplomatic spending, I guess. Right, let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. I think we've improved relations with you guys enough. We need to improve our relations with Bohemia. Otherwise, they might invade us. Okay, our allies joined us, but we've got a big coalition. Let's just do the exact same and fend it off again. Right, it shouldn't be too hard. It's a good thing we've got these big levies nowadays. And Elector, there we go. Well, I would love that treaty to break a coalition if we can get it in this peace deal. Is it time for us to get banking? Could be. We do have some more stuff to do here first. Like pushing for... Well, to be fair, we don't actually have that much to do. Maybe banking it is. We can get the gold for it. Yeah, it's just 2 banking, it's time. So let's embrace the institution and just get pushing down that tree. So in banking, you will sort of want to rush for, where is it? Encourage urbanization is decent, and entrepot is decent as well. Brag paper is the big one. Counting houses, bank interest, reduce cost of mercenaries, pound lot canals and literacy. Yeah, it's a very good institution. We've got a lot of troops now, so let's just go around and wander around, kill as many people as possible, and get this done ASAP. We don't want to extend this war longer than it should be, because we can just kill them. Like, we are strong enough now. Like, we've really, in only a few years, we've got Brandenburg out of the gutter and into the mainstream. 6k, I believe. There we go, lovely. 5k stack wipe. Let's push over to these guys. And next time we have a coalition, we need to remember to declare war on it, because then we can just separate piece everybody and take over the entirety of Germany. And whilst we might not be strong enough for that yet, we might be soon enough. Let's run away with our army quickly. They've got 17k there, and whilst I do back my Prussian quality, maybe not like almost 2 to 1. That would be a little bit of a bad war. Do we want to move our capital to Berlin? Nope, I'm enjoying our capital at the moment. We're almost integrated. Let's just kill off these armies. That you dead. And you dead. And where do we need to occupy? Okay, it's Goslar, which is sad. But they're the guys who took so much land for us in the original war, so we can't just take our stuff back. Yeah, the last season was horrible. But look, it's all because they fucking wanted the Star Wars deal, isn't it, at the end of the day? Improve relations with Bohemia. Let's do it with Hungary, and let's try and get some big allies. Let's do it with France as well. Oh yeah, look, they got karma. They didn't get the Star Wars deal, so haha. Ooh, have I messed myself up? Yeah, I have. Let's do a full retreat. Well, that's the most overpowered battle in the entire game. Full retreat. That's mental. 200 troops just to escape from certain death is insane. Okay, can we do a dissolved coalition treaty? Or are we just going to have a 5-year white peace and like coming to murder you? Are you at the bottom of this one? Dissolved coalition? No, minus 31. I need to kill some more armies. That's fine. Do we risk it and try and go for that 3k? Let's try it. Why not? This is risky. Bad idea. Bad idea. Retreat. Yeah, we didn't lose that many troops, but I don't want to keep losing population like that. And then we can't even white peace if we wanted to. That is sad. Why is Bavaria just sitting there doing nothing? Come on, guys. We've got a lot bigger armies than these guys. At least you do. Come and save me. Please, I beg. I guess we'll just try and look for some better allies if they're just not going to fight with us. Right, let's pick off some smaller ones and just try and get a white peace if our allies aren't going to do anything. If they're going to sit on Brunswick, we've got some time to siege other stuff. Could actually try and go for Goslar, but that is a big risk. We white peace? No, let's just start carpet siege now, I guess. And if we get any art anyway, even if we're not going to sell it, we'll get some decent buffs out of it. We'll try and cut off that army. I know we're not going to get there. It's sad. Come on, guys. I need your help. 14%. That's not great. Let's just occupy these core provinces here. And they've got some big armies coming. Oh, no. That's a problem. Can we not peace? Are you sure? Oh, I should have taken the white peace. My armies, my legions for a horse. Yeah, we've been forsaken here by our allies. What can I offer you to go away? You want 35 ducats. Oh, bloody hell. I ain't giving you 35 ducats. Look, if my allies actually help me, I'd win this war easy. So, I'm sure there's something I must be able to give you. Let's clear this. Would you accept me annulling my treaties with people and paying war reps? And you would, but then I'd lose my good allies. But, to be fair, they've done shite in this war anyway. So maybe it's the play. This is anything else? I could dismantle a fort. The fort in Brunswick. I mean, I don't really like the fort in Brunswick anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But it has saved us in a few wars, to be fair, so maybe not. Or we could just give 100 rather than giving up war reps. Yeah, let's just do it. We get out pretty much scot-free. Hang on, did I not do the piece with the overall person? Am I an idiot? Oh no, who have I just spent that money on piecing out? Now that is an error. What's just happened there? Have they just rejected? I'm so confused. I must have pieced out the wrong person. Let's try that again. Bloody hell, it's going to cost us an arm and a leg now. Did I press the wrong button there or something? I'm so confused. 10p. Look, this is going to cost us an extra 200 ducats because of that, but I'll try it. Yeah, we're at peace now. Right, that's really annoying. I don't know what happened there, but... Because you can't separate peace, a coalition peace still, but I did press the button, so... Maybe I just have to like give us the money back over the end turn, but... No, we've actually had a very good session, right? We've got Brandenburg to be quite big, we've fixed our disasters, we've curtailed our nobility, we've integrated most of our land, and we survived the coalition wars. So it's been a very successful session. And next one, I think we'll just focus on building up a gigantic economy. Oh, excuse me. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. If you would consider subscribing, I much appreciate it. There's also a Discord and Patreon link in the description. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. See you in a bit.